हेलो। एक सेकेंड। कॉल पुशर पुशर आउट। गिरा दो उनको, इट्स ओके, but please make sure that no one sits in this space because you don't actually push it. I want the line of my laptop clear so that ऐसा नहीं है that I am talking to everyone and you are talking to my laptop. Okay, everyone else, those online also, am I clearly audible and visible? Yes, I am asking them, of course. Hello. You also have to keep your camera on. Chalo, ladies and gentlemen, because it is the first lecture, about 5 minutes ka time we wait. People don't know who I am. I always come to class 30 minutes before time. It is my record. Including today, those who were present before time are aware of that. So in my class, you can't be late. You don't have to be on time. In my class, you don't have to be on time. You have to be fantastic. Someone must have told you this already. So if you know any of my past students, maybe, nahin, chalo forget it, no problem. So hello and welcome everyone. This is Professor Siddharth Surana. I hope you guys are doing good. मैं तो हमेशा मस्ती रहता हूँ. Today's lecture, since this is your first lecture on direct taxes and this is the first time you are learning taxation in life. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we have any direct entry student here, any graduate. Oh, we do. So you have studied tax before in life. You better say no. Acha. Bro, I am still giving you one more chance. Say no. Otherwise, your life will be difficult. No. Good. Because time will tell that you haven't learned anything. Graduation ka tax is not tax. Welcome to Chartered Accountancy. Today's first lecture will be majorly in the nature of an introduction. See, there are a lot of things that you have to be aware of before we actually start our syllabus. And we can't be doing this in course of our syllabus. It's a vast syllabus. So roughly 160, 170 hours ka syllabus we have as far as direct taxes. Only direct taxes. Indirect tax is separate. So you have to tolerate me if I assume that our lectures will be of 3 hours only, always. You have to tolerate me for at least 55 to 60 lectures, which is massive. Okay, so we can't be repeating these things again and again. I have divided, my screen is visible, right? So today's lecture will majorly be in the nature of an introduction. A lot of things that you should be aware of. Gradually, if you observe the points that I have written, we'll gradually come to explanation of taxation, taxation as a subject, taxation, the relevance in Chartered Accountancy course, and taxation in real life. But that is the last point in the introduction. Let me start with this first. I already told you my name. I don't like when people spell my name wrong. So too many variants. By the way, I am a qualified chartered accountant. Do I look like one? Yes. And those who said no, एक second, wait. Membership number 140244. Whatever WRO or SRO or ERO number you all have, that is temporary. This is my permanent membership number. And in fact, I always carry my membership I-card with me in my pocket in case you still have doubts. It is like a credit card. In some chapter, I will show you. If you have chartered accountants in your family, friends at home, so you've probably seen that card before, but I'll show you my membership ID if you still have doubts. This is my membership number. I know that I look extremely young and handsome, but I have spent, first time I studied tax was the year you were born. 2001 you were born. Okay, okay. Simple book. I am 18 years old, and plus I have spent 18 years with the subject taxation. About first 3 years, 3.5 years as a student, because from inter to final you count, total period is 3.5 years. I'm not counting the foundation part in this. And then I have spent 15 years. In August I will be completing 15 years in CA coaching. So August 2010 I started teaching. क्या के बराबर बोल रहा हूँ कि नहीं? अरे, with this institute this is my first lecture. Not the first lecture of my life, but with this organization this is my first lecture. By the way, I am born and brought up in South Bombay. I don't know whether it is relevant, but this is the only branch where I actually say this. Why is that? Because this is South Bombay. What else? Obviously. So 18 years. So I became a CA in 2011, but I have been teaching since 2010. While I was studying for my CA final exams, I was also actually teaching CA final students. That was my practice. My friends wanted to learn. They never paid attention in class. Their maximum attention span was 5 minutes. So they wanted someone to teach them those topics. I was the smartest of all. They told me, you teach us. I taught them. If I taught good, so fair enough. If bad, तो क्यों सीखा मेरे से? You wanted my service, I gave it. That was my practice. And then of course, it's been 15 years now. So August में we don't have much time. So 15 years I will be completing. I have taught more than 45-50,000 qualified chartered accountants. I am not talking about those who drop CA, those who have not cleared. I am only talking about the qualified chartered accountants. So how many chartered accountants in the country? Any idea? Someone must have told you, any of the teachers for sure. Random numbers, don't guess. No? In a population of 150 crores, we have about 4 lakh chartered accountants in the country. And if I have taught 45,000, 50,000 roughly out of them, so you can count the percentage of qualified chartered accountants that have been my students over the last 15 years. This despite the fact that I look so young and handsome. But this is not, ye fact hai, I can't change it. What do I do? Okay. So no, in these 15 years, there are a lot of things that I have done in CA coaching, which I started and then the other people actually have followed. For example, I was the first teacher in the country who started direct to home recorded class. 2013 mein. Other people got this idea after COVID, but 2013 I started recording DVDs. That was time of DVDs. Then we moved to pen drives. Then we moved to Google Drive. These days we have our own app. Almost every teacher, at least those who are catering to pan India crowd, we all have our own app, and students are watching the lectures through the app. We have evolved with time. We have to always evolve with time. This is a very important lesson in your professional career as well. You have to change with time. But I started way back in 2013, which is the reason why I have been able to cater to such a big number, because whether North India or South India, we have students, I have students, every state of the country, in fact every district of the country. In fact, outside India also, ICAI does have some examination centers, and every attempt I have got students in those examination centers. Also, when I am taking my CA final lecture in India, we start at 7 o'clock, but Dubai mein the time is 4:30. At that time, students are attending live from Dubai also on Zoom, etc. Platforms. So 4:30 ko they get up and actually attend the CA final class, because 9 o'clock they have to reach their workplace. So it is still convenient and comfortable for them. Okay. I was the first person who started lectures in 2 languages. हाँ तो और क्या, मारवाड़ी, Hindi for North Indian students, English of course for South Indian, South Bombay, one and the same. So somewhere in 2018, 17, 17, 18, I started traveling to different parts of the country physically for taking lectures. Again, after COVID, I again stopped. So when I went to Ahmedabad, things were okay. So you can talk in whichever language you want. But when I started taking lectures in Kerala, so Kerala mein either you talk in English or you talk in Malayalam. Malayalam, obviously, I didn't know. That is where, being the Marwadi that I am, I saw an opportunity there that North Indian faculties take lectures only in Hindi language, and there is absolutely no one who is able to provide English lectures to South Indian students. I started this concept, and of course, everyone now follows what I started. I was the first faculty in the country who also took live online lectures. Recording is separate and live online is separate. See, post-COVID, we have multiple platforms like Zoom or Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. But before that, there was no Instagram live, there was no YouTube live also. In 2017, I took actually a Facebook live lecture with students again across the world, and then we saw an opportunity here also that different places students can attend online live also. So these are the things that I started in CA coaching. Of course, other people, now everyone does this. I am not the only one who does this. I was only the first one who did this. I am also an author of books on direct taxes. So I write 7 books every year. We have to write them every year because direct tax ka law changes every year. So that much basic idea you should be having. Not because you are a graduate, but even if you are not in chartered accountancy, everyone knows that with the annual budget, there is change in law. So we have to, of course, revise our books on a year-on-year basis. 5 books I write for CA final students. 2 books I write for CA intermediate students. Of course, you must be thinking, okay, sir, what is different? Intermediate is one subject, why 2 books? Or final, it is one subject of 100 marks, why 5 books? So, we have theory, we have question answers, we have MCQs, we need one book for revision purposes. So every book, one additional question bank, every book is separate for CA final because content is too much. At Inter, that same thing is divided into 2 books. So one book for classroom students and one book if anybody wants to, practice additional questions, etc. on online stores, everywhere it is. I mean, I'm not trying to do any kind of marketing, but just to let you know that I write these books, and I openly challenge anybody in the country, if anyone even makes a claim that his or her book contains more questions than mine, then I am ready to leave this profession and do something else. So, forget about proving, I am talking about claiming. They won't, because you randomly pick up ICAI study material. In every chapter they give illustrations, and at the end of the chapter they give questions. Then there are past year papers, revision test papers, RTPs, mock test papers, everything. Once it is released by ICAI, it will be covered in our book. We have created a database of questions that if you solve this, you don't have to actually know anything else. So yes, with time I will tell you about the book also. So these are the 7 books that I write. Apart from that, as we proceed with our syllabus, automatically you will get to know more and more about me. Only to start with, this much was good enough. If I talk about now the second point in the introduction, the CA course. So this is actually the correct time to welcome you to real chartered accountancy. To be very honest, you have to accept the fact that foundation was easy. Come on, please. Foundation syllabus is majorly similar to your class 12 syllabus. Almost 80%, or what extra did you have? Only law maybe? Economics is same. Acha, of course, if you had not taken maths, any non-math student in class 11, 12, then maybe you have some difficulties while studying that also derivatives integration. Maybe you have derivatives integration. But now there is going to be no maths henceforth anywhere in your entire CA course, when I say no maths, 1 minute. That means no algebra, no geometry, no trigonometry. Arithmetic will be balance sheet ka total you have to take. You can't say maths nahi. Matlab time please. Is that clear? So foundation is majorly same as class 12. This is the beginning of real chartered accountancy. This is where your CA course actually starts. Congratulations, you have taken the best decision of your life. In commerce, there was never, there is not, and there will never be a better course than chartered accountancy. Now, if I make this statement in front of a class 11 or 12 student, you may probably say that, sir, CA course ka marketing you are doing because you want more admissions in your class. Saying this in front of CA intermediate students, see, first of all, you are already in CA. Secondly, you are already sitting in my classroom. So where is the marketing now? Now, where are you going to go away? If you are somewhere out and I have to bring you here, okay, marketing. But you are already here. This is the best decision of your life. Anybody who says, these days, a lot of kids, 10 standard toppers, 12 standard toppers, when we talk to them, Bhaiya CA to kuch bhi aur batao. What do you mean by kuch bhi aur? Anything else is a compromise. Anything else is a compromise. You want to pursue foreign courses? You want to go for ACCA, CPA, CMA? Post qualification as a chartered accountant, you may pursue them. In fact, most papers you get an exemption if you have Indian CA degree. And secondly, this will also depend on where do you see yourself 10 years from now. See, if you want to settle in America, then you pursue CPA, America ka CA. UK if you want to go, so UK CMA. Gulf mein jana hai, you pursue ACCA. But if you have to stay in India, there is no better course. And secondly, even if you want to settle there, you first learn ABCD, then you learn words, then you frame sentences. I have a 6-year-old son. I know. I said I am myself 18. He has started learning how to frame sentences now. So what do? I start teaching him tax now. No. He will have some tax in his blood because both parents are chartered accountants. Some tax hoga blood ke andar. But there is a time to do everything. So even if you want to pursue those foreign courses, your base is this. This is your ABCD for those foreign courses. There is no better course, and I can prove it. I won't take too much time to prove it because there is time constraint. But in short, if I have to make you understand why this is the best course, the moment you have idea of any business till the end execution of the business, if there is one course which will teach you everything. I am not talking about the passing. Of course, the pass percentage is poor. If pass percentage is too high, then there will be no value. You are valued when you do difficult things. I am talking about the knowledge. Our students get the best results attempt after attempt. But if we keep results side mein for a moment and only talk about knowledge, supposingly I have an idea that I want to sell this bottle. Can you see this bottle? तुम्हारा कोई कैमरा ऑन ही नहीं है यार. First lecture I am allowing, second lecture I will not allow. I am very particular about this. Otherwise, come to class. It is I am talking to a laptop only. I start ignoring you. There are plenty of people in the class also. I think there is some business in selling this bottle in the market. That's my idea. First thing that I will go and check is at what price my competitors or other people are selling this. So what is the price of this? So now if I have to enter the market, I cannot sell at 10 rupees. I will have to sell at 9 rupees. Lower than 10. Because if people have to, क्या you are arguing कि नहीं 10 का नहीं लमसम में लिया तो कम में मिलेगा. Example, bro. I have to sell it. Flow don't spoil here. Let's go by the flow. If I have to sell at 9, first of all I have to make this product or buy this product at lower than 9. If you go to your first standard or second standard, you are taught that sales minus cost equal to profit. So if I have to sell at 9, I have to sell at 9 rupees, which is lower than other players in the market. I have to either manufacture it or buy. See, trader or manufacturer, the cost of my product should be less than 9 rupees. Then only it makes sense. So I did some investigation in order to buy. Either I buy ready-made, maybe the purchase price is 5 rupees. Or if I manufacture, so there is some plastic, some water, some filtering charges, etc. Some labor to put the labels, to put the cap. I estimate that my cost will be about 5 rupees or so. But how do I estimate? I am taught a subject called costing. What is the cost of material in the product? What is the cost of labor in the product? Without learning that subject costing, I will never be able to decide whether my cost is lower than my selling price. Now that I am sure that my cost will be 5 rupees and I will be able to sell at 9 rupees, I decided to start the business. Purchase price or manufacturing price. Cost of the product 5, selling price 9. So my business is a profit making business? No! No. One bottle is making, I'll do this regularly, because especially the last benchers who have the habit of sleeping. I have the habit of doing this regularly too. This generation needs awakening again and again, again and again. 4 rupees is not my profit. To run this whole business, I have rent, electricity, staff cost, etc. about 2 lakh rupees per month. That is 24 lakh rupees per annum is the cost of running my organization. Economics mein you are taught this as something called fixed cost. I have fixed cost. So that 4 rupees, I have to make sure recovers my 24 lakh rupees. So 24 lakh divided by 4, unless and until I am able to sell 6 lakh bottles in a year, I am going to make losses. This is also a costing concept, marginal costing. It will come in your syllabus with time. Or maybe in economics, rough idea you must have been given about this variable cost, fixed cost, etc. This knowledge will be given by CA course. Then what CA course is contributing, I am explaining that with the help of a bottle. Now you estimate that, sir, 6 lakh nahi, I will be able to sell 10 lakh bottles in a year. This now certainly means that those 4 lakh bottles ka revenue is going to be my profit. 4 rupees into 4 lakh. So I decide to start my business. I will not get my sales first. First I will have to incur my cost. Which cost? 10 lakh bottles into 5 rupees plus 24 lakh rupees annual fixed cost. You understand? I will have to bring the funds from somewhere. I will have to bring the funds from somewhere. Where? Either I take a bank loan. So there will be interest cost. Hello? Interest is also a cost. Or I withdraw money from my family business. So there will be some shortage of funds over there. Or supposingly I have knowledge of the business. You are loaded with funds. So I tell you to invest in my business. I will have to give you equity. So wherever I bring my funds from, I am losing that opportunity somewhere else. What is that cost? In the form of interest, or in the form of opportunity cost, in the form of interest that I have to pay to the bank, or equity that otherwise 100% profits would have been mine. But now I have to give you a partnership because you are investing money. That is known as cost of capital. Where to bring money from, at what price? You have a subject called financial management that will teach you these concepts. Only the CA course, no other course. Please understand the relevance of this course in your life. I'm not done. Now I managed to bring the funds from somewhere. I do the business. I do my purchases. I do my sales. I have to account. Journal entries. That is financial accounting. The accounts that you are learning from class 11 is actually the third accounts in a businessman's life. First you have costing, then you have financial management, then comes your accounts, financial accounting. So we call them cost accounting, management accounting, and financial accounting. Only course that will teach you all three is this. Graduation mein don't say sir ye tha. It was there in graduation, but what was the level of that subject? See, both of us know, because I have also done graduation from Mumbai. I told you, born and brought up in South Bombay. College also South Bombay, school also South Bombay, everything. We'll keep a separate lecture to discuss on that. Next, now I have written the accounts, whether they are correct or not. There will be an audit. This course will teach you audit. And under that audit report, under that balance sheet, under that profit and loss account, the only professional degree that has the right to sign and certify whether it is correct or no. Open challenge to all these bloody influencers who have got zero knowledge about anything. Don't do CA in 2024. Read the caption for more details. Na, theek hai, abhi 2025 hai, now you can do CA. I commented, see, abhi mera blue tick account. So I can't be offensive, especially it was a female. So you have to be very careful. I said, Didi, let us have an open debate, a respectful debate about how there will never be a better course in commerce. Bring your audience, who are your supporters, and let your audience decide who is making more sense. Didi did not reply. Didi did not block also. I would have been happy if she blocks me. She didn't. These influencers are being paid by organizations who are running ACCA, CPA, CMA courses. So basically, extract the chartered accountancy students and take them elsewhere, not realizing the fact that ACCA, CMA, CPA is not allowed to sign balance sheets, profit and loss accounts, and audit reports. Only one degree. And if you sign, government believes that it is true. Investors believe it is true. Banks, financial institutions, lenders believe it is true. If an old lady wants to invest her savings in this company, she will believe it is true. And therefore, CA is known as, they call it alphabets of trust. And a very popular statement by the Prime Minister, which everyone is aware of, that your signature is more powerful than my signature. Audit. Only course that will teach. I'm not done. Now that we have made our profits, there will be some direct taxes on us. There will be some indirect taxes. Come on, we all know which course is going to teach you this. Then finally, the other regulations applicable to me. If my organization is partnership form or LLP, so I have to study Partnership Act, LLP Act. Or if I register a company, I have to study Companies Act. 2008. Point is this, that all this will also be covered only in this course. From the idea of a business, of selling the bottle in the market, to the extreme end execution of this business, if there is any course that will teach you this, it is only this course. See, result, pass or fail. See, after intermediate, life changes. I'll talk about that in my point 3. If you see, this is the game changing part of the CA course. This is the toughest part of the CA course. I'll talk about it. But this is the best decision of your life, because there will never be a better course. And what I told you in 15 minutes about one bottle, I actually conduct seminars. And the product that will be my example, I don't think about a bottle. Whatever is the first thing on the table, I pick it up in front of the audience and make that an example. Because no other course is going to teach you from the idea to the execution, everything. Yes, at the same time, I want to be very, very honest and clear with you. The next 4 or 5 years of your life are going to be chaotic. In slang, Mumbai slang, we call Mumbai Jand, hell. And you probably are not experiencing this because this is the pre-result batch. You have only 3 hours ka lecture. When your foundation results are out, you will be having lectures for about 7-8 hours. That Jand will commence and will go on for the next 4 years. Let me give you the advance warning. When I say your life is going to be beautiful, excellent, best life, I am talking about 5 years from today will be the commencement of that best life. And 10 years from today, you know, me, middle class boy from South Bombay, it's a difficult life in itself. One, you are in South Bombay, so you have to live up to a class. Plus 2, you are middle class from South Bombay. You still have to spend very carefully. It took some time. It took the time that it had to. But today I don't have to think about spending. I spend without thinking. And the only thing responsible for it is my CA degree. It takes some time. And see, you want to become a great singer, great actor, you are going to struggle there as well. Here, the next 3-4 years, see, minimum 3-4 years. Upper side, there is no limit. Keep giving attempts, attempt after attempt. There is no control on that. I am talking about minimum. So now you will have 7-8 hours lectures every day. Once your foundation results are out. Just when your syllabus will get over, in a few months you will have your exam. So in that time, you have to do your self-study. You have to give your mock test paper. The most important part of your CA journey is giving mock test papers. And you'll have your exams. Immediately after your exam, you have to very quickly finish your ITOC courses, because without those courses, you can't start your articleship. By the time you finish those courses, by the way, be very quick in registering for the courses. You are sitting in South Bombay. Some people say, no, sir, the batch is available in Thane. Thane nahi, bro. The batch is available in Jharkhand. No, go and take that batch. You have to go only for 15 days. Don't delay. Wherever it is available, take it, because ITOC batches are in extremely high demand after exams. So what happens is, people are waiting for the location of their choice. Results are out. Just imagine you have cleared. And ideally, you should start your articleship. But because you did not select the batch, you can't start your articleship unless and until you have officially completed your ITOC courses. So you will have to complete them immediately after exams. Meanwhile, results, let's be positive. We have cleared both groups. So now we have to start our articleship. Interviews, resume, start articleship. Articleship will start then 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Now, depends on what kind of firm you are working. I am never in favor of extremely big firms because of various reasons. One, I'll tell you, actually, let me explain the reason. See, you are free to take your own choice. One, they over specialize. So they will not give you exposure to all kinds of work. You will never know, I like one work more than the other. You will never be able to make a choice. I want to work in direct taxes, indirect taxes, or companies, or international tax, or mergers and acquisition, transaction advisory. They will give you only one of them. You don't have experience of the other. Second, they are going to completely ruin your CA final study. Completely ruin your CA final study. You are not here to call yourself a CA inter first attempt. You are here to call yourself CA. They are a big hindrance. So, how to choose articleship? Again, we can keep a separate session on that, but your articleship will start. Parallelly, you have to also start studying for your CA final. You know, CA final is easy because you have 3 years. But here is where a lot of students make a very big mistake. I'm telling you, inter is more difficult that way. CA final is easy because you have 3 years. You can spread your work over those 3 years. So first 2 subjects like accounts and FM, there is no amendment. First 1 year of your articleship, you can complete accounts FM. And you are aware of self-paced online modules. There are some subjects where you have to take your books and give an online exam. So you can complete couple of SPOM, we call them, in the first year. Second year of your articleship, you should study direct taxes, indirect taxes, and audit, because they have amendments, so latest budget will be applicable to you, and complete your balance SPOM subjects. And therefore, in your third year, you can focus only on revision. If by chance you're running behind schedule, then cover the subjects. There is a subject called IBS, Integrated Business Solutions, which cover knowledge of all the other 5 subjects. So you can study that subject only when you have completed the other 5. And writing practice. If this way smartly you divide your 3 years, then CA final will become easy. Now the mistake which students make, and that is human nature, we always want to do things at the last moment, sometimes half an hour late. Human nature. So when we clear CA inter, our reaction is 3 years, be 2 years over in this stretching. Now you have to do 3 years ka work in 1 year. This is where CA final becomes difficult. If your planning is perfect, execution is perfect, I will never make a stupid statement like CA exams are easier than 10th and 12th. You've seen that video, CID ka Abhijit. CID ka Abhijit. Some of you all must be minors. How many minors here? Hey Bhagwan. I'll have to be very careful in my statements. हाँ, first year BCom में in the next few months you will all turn adults. I am aware of that, but as of now you are minor. So वो CID का अभिजीत का there is one video. It is an Instagram reel. I can't publicly or openly share it, but any student who has turned adult, show me your Aadhaar card. I will share you the link because it contains some adult stuff. हाँ है तो है. Personally you may be doing whatever you want to. You may be using more offensive words amongst your friends, but as a teacher I have to keep the the gap, the dignity. When my students call me more Gen Z than the Gen Z, in time you will also realize. But there is a certain level of dignity that we have. So I can't share the link. I will share it with one of your adult friends. Then internally you can do whatever you want to. We are chartered accountants. We have an escape route in everything. So I will not make a statement like that. CA exams are difficult, but with proper planning and execution and someone who is continuously monitoring and mentoring you, you can actually achieve success. See, if there are 85% people who fail, assuming 15% passing average, there is someone who is getting AIR 1 also. Everyone does not fail. And the difference is not in the caliber. Caliber ka difference nahi. The difference is in the planning and the execution. The difference is in the sincerity and discipline. Your biggest enemy, that notorious device in your pocket. If I just for a moment, if I go for drinking water or drinking a cup of tea, the first thing that you will do is remove that device and check your notifications. And that is your biggest enemy. In fact, your biggest enemy or your biggest competitor, your laziness, your indiscipline, your negative mindset, if you from today start telling yourself, hoga, I will do this. What is required to achieve this? If you are not understanding, ask me. I have taught thousands like you. But of course, I can show you the door. That walking part has to be done by you. It is possible. Let's go ahead with a positive mindset. That's about your CA course. CA final can be made easy, but we come to CA Inter, the game-changing course. Your subjects at foundation: accounts, law, economics, maths. Except law, you've studied everything in 12th standard. 80% syllabus was similar. Other than those who took SP or non-math subject. Otherwise, those who have taken maths, except law, everything else is. This is where the game changes. One reason why CA intermediate is more difficult is the time gap is too less. Please understand, final gives me 3 years for proper planning. Here, from today, and you all are still sensible people who decided to join the pre-result batch with a positive mindset that, see, you are sitting here in itself means that you have a positive mindset. Yes, sir, I am going to clear foundation. Then only you are here, no? You are going to complete your syllabus 1 month before others. And that 1 month is going to be very, very precious in doing your mock tests. The biggest mantra of success in CA exams is sit at one place with a question paper at 1:45, reading time 15 minutes, start writing at 2 o'clock, stop writing at 5 o'clock, and get your papers corrected with an expert. Unless and until you are scoring 60, 70, 75 marks, 80 marks in all the subjects in the mock tests, don't go for the exam. You are not fit for the exam. First mock test, if I keep a direct tax, it is an open challenge. It is an open challenge. You are all India rank, one material, whatever you are. ताकत है ना ताकत, तो मेरे पेपर में पास होके दिखाओ. It is an open challenge. Try passing my first paper. When I conduct my purposely the first mock test, because I have to give you the reality check. Water starts flowing from all parts of the body. Tears, sweat, air conditioned room. I purposely keep it difficult because I want you to give more and more mock tests. That is your real practice. Practicing in an examination environment with the timing also same as your exam. So that your body clock, your mind is fresh at that time. Otherwise, normal tendency of students, especially Gen Z, is that this, you may call me old fashioned or old generation, but early morning study is the best study. If you are a night owl, that is wo night na wo bhuto ka time. Human beings sleep at night and work during the day. But that is your preference. Now I cannot change that. You have to work in such a way that your mind has got maximum ability in that slot of 2 to 5, which is generally sleeping time. Adjust from today, you will get sorted by the time your exams come. You have almost a year from today. Do you understand? Now about 7-8 months will go away in your coaching. What is the last date of syllabus completion given to you? The sir will complete whenever he has to. 31st Jan. So you have what? February, March, April. Syllabus will never be late. Syllabus will complete on time. And if you are thinking, sir, once you finish your syllabus, no, then peacefully I will sit and study, then you will have to target September. Ask any rank holder, ask any person who aspires to be a rank holder. Ask any rank holder, ask any person who aspires to be a rank holder. Abhi kya hai malum hai? In a classroom in front of so many friends of yours, sorry for the language, but so many haramkhor friends of yours, sorry. You know, when we say it in Hindi, it sounds so cheap, but if I say your friends are rascals, so oh, acha hai sir, nice, sophisticated. But it is same. If I ask you that do you want to get a rank, and in front of your friends you say yes sir, I know this, what your friends are going to do, rank rank. You can't say it in front of. So in front of my friends, I had to actually come and say paper was really bad, because the moment I say paper was good, which it was, they're like, oh, they'll make fun of you. Is it the same culture even today? So I'll not publicly ask you, do you aspire to get a rank? But think about it within yourself. If you want to get a rank, there is a strategy. To get a rank also, you have to study every day. Whatever is taught in a 3-hour class, you won't need more than 10 minutes. When we will have double slots after your results, you'll need maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour per day. But then understand, if you don't do that for a week, then you need 7 hours. Maybe more, because the first day is now, there is a time gap. If you don't do any self-study for 2 weeks, now 15 hours. And by the way, you don't have 15 hours, because you still have to attend class for 7-8 hours every day. And missing of any lecture or bunking any lecture is a big crime. No, sir, video backup hai, but you have to watch also. CA students watch 3 hours ka lectures at 2x in 6 hours. Mark the depth of my statement. 3 hours ka lecture, speed 2x, and time consumed 6 hours. How? Magic hai. Magic. You'll come to know if you bunk any lecture. Because you watch for 15 minutes, then you are like, projector. Wow. Light. Rewind. That. See, in class it can't be like that, because the moment that's why I told you that I want to see what you are doing. So please make sure that you are not in line of my laptop, because the moment I find that you're not paying attention, immediately I'll be like, hey! But in the video I can't do that. In the video, so you'll make me, hey, ruk chak, pause. Try doing that in class. Pause. Not possible. Not possible. Please understand. Classroom coaching has no replacement. Yes, everyone is doing this. It has become a point of selling classes that will give you recorded backup, will give you this and that. Okay, we have deliverables. We'll give you whatever. But think about it. To get that recorded backup, what are you missing? And of course, those who are attending online, I look more handsome physically. Ask the classroom students. You're missing something. From tomorrow, start attending class. Or you all attend online every day? कि only once in a while? कट्टी कोई बोलता ही नहीं है यार. Then come tomorrow to class. See the difference. Tomorrow, my lecture is day after. Start starting में we will have some lectures. Now my proper lectures, everyday lectures will happen after a couple of months. मतलब initially we are having 5-6 introductory lectures. First couple of chapters will be completing. Okay. हाँ. So ladies and gentlemen, one, the time constraint of intermediate, and two, the bigger reason why it is more difficult, because a subject like costing, financial management, audit, direct tax, indirect tax, all these subjects you are going to learn for the first time here. Intermediate will lay the base of these subjects for you, and these subjects at their advanced level will be repeated at CA final. So here if we have accounts, in final we have financial reporting. Here if we have financial management, in CA final we have advanced financial management. Here we have direct taxes, in final we have direct tax laws and international taxation. Here in your IDT you have GST, the final way you will have GST plus customs plus foreign trade policy. Base will be here, and they will all be going to their advanced level. If your base is not correct or perfect or proper, you are going to face huge difficulties, not just at intermediate but also at final. See, as a subject, direct tax is my subject, and intermediate is only 50 marks, which is less than 10% of your 600. Maths aata hai? 600 is the total. My subject is only direct taxes, not even indirect taxes. 50 marks is less than 10%. If you think only of 50 marks, then you have come to the wrong class. Don't come from tomorrow. My target here is not going to be to teach you for 50 marks of CA Inter. From today, we will start developing the skills for the 100 marks wala direct taxes at CA final, where it is a full-fledged separate paper of 100 marks. We are not here to learn 50 marks direct taxes. We are here to learn 150 marks direct taxes. If you come to class with that strategy, then only you are at the correct place. If your tendency is, sir, thoda bahut questions with which we can manage direct taxes, because at Inter, that same paper contains 50 marks IDT. IDT in comparison to DT, in terms of size and difficulty, both, it is 1/3. Someone asked me, sir, IDT कितने पेज का है? Sir, for example, maybe say 400, 500. बाप रे. And DT, बाप रे plus बाप रे plus बाप रे. In terms of size and difficulty, direct taxes triple है. So people have this habit that at Inter they focus only on IDT. They get majority marks in that IDT part. Maybe couple of questions in DT. They manage that. You're aware of the passing scheme, etc. 40% per paper, 50% aggregate. They manage that. They only manage. And when it comes to final, it becomes difficult for me to manage. In fact, I always tell students that if you're looking for a switch, in your coaching, so after foundation, before intermediate, you have to draw a line. First thing that you should go and ask the admin team, the reception, whoever is telling you to continue, is that give me list of teachers of intermediate and list of teachers of the same subject. So FM, AFM, direct tax here, direct tax there, IDT here, IDT there. If the teacher is same at Inter and final, close your eyes and join that organization. But if the names are not given, if the teachers are different, it's a red flag. A red flag. Gen Z, na? You know what are red flags? It's a red flag. Right? We'll keep a lecture on that. And stop calling yourself Gen Z. No. Obviously, you should be. Most classes, they reserve their best teachers for final. The expensive ones. Some organizations do take the risk of paying a more expensive teacher at intermediate also, and you should go for that class. For example, you've taken the right decision already. Matlab, to make it clear that 3 years later if final has to be taken, now I will only be taken. See, I told you that this is my first lecture, not of life. I told you 15 years of coaching, first lecture with this institute. I was somewhere else only, in this area only, but career switch. Arey, come on, 5-6 years you work for an organization, then you are allowed to switch. Unlike my brother who is a corporate employee, every 2 years he changes his job. Every 2 years. He left Amazon and he joined Zepto. Abhi, he came to me for asking, okay, should I do this switch? See, I told him my mentality, I told him that Amazon is a decades old company, tried and tested company. Zepto is a newcomer. It has foreign funding. It may not survive after 5 years. The business model may not work. So you better stick to the traditional company. What if it does not survive after 5 years? He said, I have to work only for 2 years. That much it will survive. Then I will see. Recently, he started his own company, his own startup. India's first after tattoo care. No other organization, no other company. Fresh tattoo care. So, sunscreen specially only for tattoos, Indian skin tone. Shiners, the tattoos fade after a time. India's first organization which did that. He started. I said, good. Now that you have started your own business, you'll stick to it. No, in 2 years I will get valuation, I will sell the company, start something else. Matlab, their own business also they don't want to do for more than 2 years. So after 5-6 years for working with an organization for 5-6 years, I am allowed to have the switch. If someone is paying you more, so. And by giving a proper notice that this will be my last batch, I will not be continuing, I am joining one of the neighboring buildings only, and I know that you will not be able to afford what that neighboring building is paying me. So the class owner said, go. I said, bye. So point is simple, that now that I am here, the final also I will be here. So you have taken the right decision already. But take your intermediate very, very seriously. Whichever subject you are learning at inter, always remember that the base set here will be useful for you, will be repeated again when you come to CA final. This is the game changing course, because in this limited time you have to complete everything. Now if I talk about study material, see, I already told you there are 2 books. So in inter, I have this classroom book which is a theory and all question answers that I will be doing with you in class. Abhi one, I think, trial temporary book is allotted to you which contains some data of all the subjects, but I'll show you that book. My book is ready, it has gone for formatting, so it will come at any time. So after formatting, the page numbers will be inserted. This is the book, first book that will be given to you, the class book which contains all the chapters and the theory as well as question answer. So these are our chapters. Arey, itna bada index, don't be scared. Huh? Chapters get over here. We have 18 chapters in direct taxes. Is it visible? Okay, now no point going into the names of the chapters. In any case, you're not going to understand anything. But we have these 18 chapters. This is actually the second book. So if you observe, it is all the RTPs, MTPs, I told you about, including all the MCQs that ICAI has released till date publicly, everything is covered. And I again openly challenge anybody who claims more questions than my book. I in fact challenge any student also, if you solve every question of this book, you will score more than anybody else in this subject. Now everyone does not listen to me. Those who actually follow every instruction, believe me, dear students, this is the first lecture. You may have some trust issues. With time, you will believe everything that I say. Every attempt I have someone scoring in tax more than AIR 1, 2, 3. Of course, my students have at times got all India rank 2, 3, 5, single digit ranks, quite a few. But then that rank, I have got nothing to do. The student has done good in all the subjects. Rank ka credit maybe a coaching class can take where you have studied all the subjects. I am talking only about my subject, taxation. A student who has scored in 40s and 50s in all other subjects is still scoring in tax more than AIR 1, 2, 3. Only if you follow my instructions. It's a difficult subject. With more and more practice, it will become easy. And for the practice, we have endless data. But of course, first book will be given to everyone in the classroom here, and all the questions of all the chapters we will be practicing from the first book. We will be solving the entire first book in class itself. Second ka, I don't know, will let you know whatever is the situation, but first book will be given to all the students, and you have to carry that book every day to class. I don't need any study material while I am teaching. full income tax law, copy and paste. But of course, I have not memorized the questions. पागल है क्या? So when we solve questions, at that time we will open the book. The first book you have to carry to class every day. So that's about the limited data about the study material. Manner of learning. This is a very, very important aspect. And again, today is the first and the only time where I can discuss this with you. First of all, initially we have only about, I told you, 5-6 lectures, which will be, in this month, next month. 1st July, my CA final lectures are starting at a place called Mulund. It is a place in Mumbai. Malum? Sir, I don't know, sir. I'm actually from South Bombay. So I make it clear. And by the way, to take lecture at Mulund, I have a 45-minute drive in the morning. And I reach class at 6:30 a.m. So next 3 months, from July, August, September, I will be having my CA final batch over there. Back to back after final, I will be having my inter lecture in that coaching class where I'm working over there. So that period I won't be coming here. Here, first couple of months, I'm only taking the introductory lectures where I will be able to complete I think the first 2 chapters I will be able to complete now. And then once we resume somewhere in the last week of September, then we will be having everyday class and we'll be completing all the other chapters fast. Now, whatever is the class time, your class timing is always going to be this only 10 to 1, or it is only pre-result. Thereafter, it will change from 1 to 8:30 or something like that. No idea. Sir, कोई भी time पे बोला, we are trying only. Okay, wait. Whatever is the time of my class, whatever, you don't have to come to my class on time. Bol, what is hidden in this statement? You have to come to my class before time, because I am also going to come before time. CA final lecture 7 o'clock at a place which is very far from my house. I have always stayed in South Bombay all my life. There is a place called Khetwadi here, some walking distance, if you are aware. So 20 years of my life, more than that, in fact, I stayed there. It's been only last about 5-6 years that I have shifted to a place called Lalbagh, because everyone from my community is over there. And my mother has only one goal in life: building में Jain temple होना चाहिए. And that much was enough for the developer as a point of sale. Biggest selling point of the developer was that only. के society में Jain temple है. So my mom was bus done, nothing else is required. But it is still considered South Bombay, is it? No. So जो करना करो. Point is that from there to here, again 15-20 minutes का travel. It's not too much. I will be before time. You also have to be before time. Mulund ka 7 o'clock lecture I reach at 6:30 in the morning. After 15 years of my career, if I am 5 minutes late, no coaching class or student or parent is going to tell me anything. Image. I have never started a lecture at 7:02, 7:03, 7:04. Forget about 7:05. And you have to, as long as you are with me, you have to follow this. With due respect to every student, every teacher, every organization, I have got no right to comment on anybody else. I don't know what happens in your other lectures. My lecture will start on time. First lecture, only the first lecture of every batch. I reach before time only, but I keep a window of about 5 minutes or so. So I did not start at 10 o'clock. I started at 10:05. Though I was here and I was ready. Only to understand the audience, which I realized that majority students, most of them were here by 10:05, except a couple of students, which does not mean that, sir, today I was before time, so kal chalega. Average. No. Okay. Second, if you aspire to be rank holder. I'm talking about manner of learning. If you aspire to be a rank holder, a very, very important secret. It is not a secret, in fact. If I take a 3-hour class, let us assume that I will be having a 3-hour class. Every day you will have to give another 5, 10, maximum 15 minutes, and you are with me at par. You don't have to go ahead. You don't have to stay behind. You have to be with me. The questions that I have covered, you have to be perfect with them. Some questions I give you as homework, you have to solve them and come. Study every day. The system should be, the day when I complete my syllabus, you should come and tell me, sir, only this last day ka revision is left. Give me 1 day. On the second day, you can conduct my full syllabus exam also. I don't want a situation where you say, okay, sir, your syllabus is over, but other subjects are going on, so you conduct my test after January. See, understand the problem. The problem is 6 papers. If I say that you have to write 5 tests per paper, so 6 into 5, 30. After January, you have Feb, March, April, which is a total of 90 days. Usme 30 days ka time is going away. Come on. Papers. So we left with only 60 days. So that way for revision, then you will have only what, 10 days per paper? Now some students say, sir, jo first mock test you are conducting now after 31st Jan, keep it at a gap of 10 days. 10 days, then one paper, 10 days, then ऐसे करके 10 days में 2 months will go away. If you are performing good in the first 2 mock tests, तो no problem. What if your results, your performance in the first 2 tests is not good? We don't have any time for improvement. So study now, give the test immediately after completion of syllabus. If there is some requirement to improve, if there is something that you and me can together do better, I'm not saying it is only your responsibility. Till your exam, till the last day, I'm going to be with you. So we will have time to bring about the improvement. And the difficulty of CA intermediate is that we have limited time, unlike final, where you can plan well and keep 6 months only for practice. So please make sure that you revise every day. Please make sure that you come to class before time, on time. One thing I already told you, that we are not here, manner of learning I'm talking about. We are not here for 50 marks direct tax, we are here for 150 marks direct tax. A lot of concepts that we will study now will make your base for CA final very, very strong. So we are here for that. And one more thing that we are going to focus on is that every other coaching class, whichever coaching class conducts CA classes, they have respected qualified faculties, they will all tell you what is written in the law. This is the Income Tax Act. This is written in this section or that section. Every student will have answer to the question, what? We will be learning why. We will be learning if this particular section was enacted, why? What is the logic behind this section? Nothing is bigger than logic. You will know the reason behind every provision. We are not here just to learn the law. We are here to acquire a skill that if anybody else has not learned the law properly, you will be having people in your college studying CA, studying from somewhere else, having difficulties in a subject or the other. If they are having difficulties in taxation, you will solve those difficulties. They should be jealous of you. Jealous. You understand? That is going to be our target. Our target is not going to be only getting marks in exam. It is a target, but not only that. Our target is that after the exam, when you go for your interview in your articleship, they ask you some questions on tax. You answer that question, and you also answer a cross question. You don't give the interview, you take the interview and come home. That CA firm should be desperate that come what may, I want this candidate. Which is when you can then keep the condition. Sir, weekend off. Sir, evening I won't work beyond 6:30. Sir, I have some hobbies. I am learning the guitar. I am a good dancer. I am a good singer. I want to develop my skills. All this is very important to develop your personality. Only books and all that is not going to make your personality. Only if your CA firm leaves you at 6 o'clock, you'll be able to pursue your hobbies. Very simple. You want to come home and just hit the gym or go to the swimming pool, etc. You want to do any of this, you still have to come home early. If you are working in that big firm, which is calling you at 9 a.m. and making you work till 12, 1, 2 in the night, then you don't have any life. Is also why I am against those big firms. I am not saying compromise on knowledge. Acquire the best knowledge, but there is a line that you have to draw. Otherwise, no life, no CA final study, nothing. But then the problem is, if you don't have knowledge, if you don't have proper answers in your interviews, if your marks do not reflect what is your talent, then you will have to surrender yourself. Develop yourself in such a way. We will develop together in such a way that they don't take your interview, you take their interview. And for that, I always tell everyone that the time that I consume in my subject is actually more than what other people do, because I have to do that extra part. Why? In fact, this was a big point of discussion before joining. Okay, sir, itna time we can't allocate. It's not about the monetary part. It is about that if we allocate this much time to one subject, then we have a promised end date. We can't overshoot that. It took some time, but things are sorted. Now, don't ask sir, to final kya hua? That is, of course. But yes, we will be focusing on this. Other sets of instructions, obviously, as we proceed in the syllabus, as I told you, today is only an introductory class. So we will discuss them as and when. Now, if I talk about the subject, tax, in CA course, visible. Tax, the subject in CA course. So in CA intermediate, we have tax. In CA final, we have tax. We have direct tax for 50 marks at inter and 100 marks at final. And we have got indirect tax for 50 marks at inter and 100. Of course, here it is one paper of 100 marks. Third paper, group 1. Here, two separate papers. So your group 2 in CA final has 3 papers: direct tax 100 marks, indirect tax 100 marks, and integrated business solutions, which is a combo of all the other subjects. So effectively, from today, you have to study taxation for 300 marks. This divide by total of, come on, 6 plus 6, 1200, no, inter final. So mathematically, this much maths will come. हाँ, मतलब you can't say कि सर आपने बोला मैथ्स नहीं. 25% of the marks that you have to score, 25%. अरे 1/4 is taxation. Perception matters. When we talk about mineral water, we don't say mineral water, we say Bisleri. We don't say toothpaste, we say Colgate. We don't say photocopy. Xerox is the name of a company, by the way, if you're not aware. When we talk about yoga, Baba Ramdev. And when we talk about taxation, when we talk about income tax, when we talk about GST, and only one person who comes to our mind is a chartered accountant. And other than taxation, a big area of practice is, of course, auditing, where inter may you have 100 marks audit, final may you have 100 marks audit. So out of 600, if I add 200 of audit, out of 1200, 500 is audit and tax only. Articleship mein first question or first decision that you will have to take is going to be, sir, audit or tax. See, right now is not the appropriate time for you to decide, because audit has not started, tax has just started, first lecture here. In due course, you decide. If you ask me, sir, audit or tax, I will be biased because my subject, I'll take its favor. I can probably tell you the good things and bad things of both. But if you were to take my opinion, sir, join a firm which gives you both, so that you know what you are liking more and then make a career in that. And that is where a big firm will create a problem. They will not give you both. Any small firm which has less staff will give you both. In fact, the smallest of firms, proprietor, where the firm size is so small, there is one small partition of your boss ka cabin and you can actually hear everything that he's talking inside. Is the best way to learn if you want to set up your CA practice. Because just having knowledge is not enough. You need to have business sense also. You have knowledge of auditing and taxation and your client is asking you, sir, fees, ma'am, fees. Pata nahi. Jo dena hai de dena. You need to have the confidence of communicating your fees and extracting your fees also. So your knowledge won't help. Now, how to learn that? Your bosses won't teach you. Big firms will never teach you because you just work. The billing is done separately. Small firm will teach you all that. Small firms, give life lessons. But of course, choice is yours. You have the fascination, sir. Wow, actually, I can see the sea from my. So, kuj. What will you do with that sea? There's a very good web series on the CA course. I'm not talking about half CA. Half CA is the story of failure. Failure and only failure, which is actually incorrect, inappropriate. Everyone does not fail. Half CA is sponsored by an organization who is doing engineering ka coaching. So obviously, they want to show that CA course is not good. These days, though, 9th, 10th, mein, ICSE, mein, when you have to choose, no, commerce or science, the school teachers only influence students to go to science. The best students are sent to science, telling them that commerce is for kachara. Not true, bro. Not true. उनको बोला एक बैलेंस शीट मुंह पे मारूंगा ना, you'll come to know what is commerce. So let's not comment on that. Whoever wants to take science will take. The web series that I am talking about is Jamnapar. It's on Amazon Mini TV. देखा? Now don't ask for user ID and password, sir. Amazon Prime का user ID password. Mini TV is free. हाँ. If by chance I ever give you an example of a paid web series also, don't ask for user ID and password from me that you manage. Because every generation's kids should watch a web series like Sacred Games or especially Mirzapur. Mirzapur, you learn vocabulary. Arey bro, kya vocab hai? What fantasy words they teach you? You've never heard those words in life. ठीक है, we'll keep a separate lecture on that also. See, Jamnapar mein, they have shown this, that guy is all India ranker in CA final exam, but still took some wrong career decisions. He had this fascination, or a big firm, big firm, big firm. No one treats him good over there. Storyline about that. Now, of course, where to join, where not to join, a lot also depends on where you see yourself 10 years down the line. As a CA student, I had decided that I will enter the coaching profession. So my practice ka knowledge was not of a lot of use to me. So I wanted to work in a firm which gives me enough time that after work hours, I can sit and make my material. I can sit and plan my lectures if at all I have to conduct. First time I took a lecture of 3 hours, I actually planned it for 6 hours. At 1 hour 30 minutes, which joke I will crack, that also I practiced in my mind. This is not funny. If you want to do something good in life, you have to do it that way. Sachin Tendulkar, highest run getter in international cricket, ran for every run himself. No, he could have kept stuff. Tu bhag, I will pay you. No, you have to manage your own hustle. And you have to do it in such a way that you are the best. And then only you will be successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, at an appropriate time, you will have to choose between audit and tax. For now, if I stick to tax, 25% is this. And I already told you that our target here is going to be this full part. Full. Because indirect taxes we have got only one law, that is the Income Tax Act 1961, which of course starts at section 1. Maybe this is the last section. 50% of the income tax law is CA Inter. Means CA Inter, direct taxes, only one law. Only one law, income tax. That also not the full law, only half. One half of the income tax law is your CA Inter direct tax syllabus of 50 marks. You want to guess what is CA final direct tax? The other half? No. This is CA final direct tax. Other half nahi. Full. Including this. Now you know. What do I say when I say, or what do I mean when I say that please don't come to my class for this, come to my class for this. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are not here for 50 marks, because whatever we learn today will help us tomorrow. This is also life lesson. Your good deed or bad deed, you do something good today, it will bring something good for you. Not today, maybe after 2 years, after 3 years. If you ever feel that I am a good human being, but someone else who is a bad human being is having more success, etc., 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 time will tell. If you ever get a feeling, this will come. There will be people in your college, your friends, your building friends, who are not doing CA. So what are they doing? Maybe morning degree college, which also no one goes. Just chilling in life. And your life is full of struggles. Because college, maybe you have sometimes internal submissions, sometimes you go, sometimes you don't. Mostly you don't. Full day lectures. Kya life hai? 10 years later, compare the life. In my college days, my college was very, very particular about attendance, 75% in both terms. Guess bhi kar liya. हाँ, right. ना रे ना, South Bombay बोला तो. South Bombay. Only one college is particular about attendance. Perfect. We don't have sir which year, ये sir I am also from, sir वो teacher आपके time भी था क्या? Doesn't matter. बाद में, after class. Okay? After class, I will travel from this center to that center. Come along with me. We will have all this casual discussion on the way. है ना? See, listen. Then full day, I had articleship. Evening में, I had coaching. So I used to leave my house at 6:30 and reach at about 9:30, half dead, only to get up next morning and carry on with the same schedule. I always used to believe, क्या life है? Do I even have some life? And my friends, my school friends who were in my college, they were enjoying life. Every day they were planning. Let's go on some movie. Let's go to this place, that place. I also wanted to go, but I did not have time. And it's my record. All the 3 levels of Chartered Accountancy. All the 3 levels of Chartered Accountancy, whichever coaching class I joined, I never bunked a single lecture. The hard-earned money of my parents was invested in a coaching class, and I am a Marwadi. So there's no point that I would have, वो waste नहीं कर सकता. Not possible. In fact, coincidentally, it's a big coincidence that about 18 years ago, in this classroom only, I used to study for CACP. 18 years ago. In fact, 7 years ago, this classroom I used to take CA final lectures. This classroom. Of course, organization was different. But this very classroom, in my time, it used to be CPT. Then came foundation, of course. CPT, PCC final, even before IPCC. Then it became CPT, IPCC final. Now it is foundation, intermediate final. That also it was 4 papers. Now it is 3 papers, 3 papers each. So, ladies and gentlemen, that time was very difficult. And I was jealous of my friends who were enjoying life. Now the difference is, yes, some of them have had extremely successful family businesses, born with silver spoon, inherited crores of rupees. But for every expenditure that they do today, taking your own wife and children for a movie or a 2-day picnic to Lonavala, they have to actually take permission of spending from their parents and siblings in their family business. That turns come, that last time you had taken this much and gone, now this is your brother's turn, your sister's turn. Every rupee they spend, they basically, after marriage and kids, are also taking pocket money from parents. Despite the fact that with their own talent, they are contributing something in the business. But every time they have to take permission. I don't have to. I do everything after asking my mother only. It's not that she won't say no. So I don't have to ask her. I just have to tell her, I'm not here for 2 days. I'm going somewhere. But then I don't have to borrow money, no. So your good deed or bad deed will help you some years later. We want to do enough good deeds here that it helps us here. Come to my class with the mindset of learning direct taxes for 150 marks. Stop asking stupid questions. So, like, someone has told me that actually, no, some new direct tax code is coming, income tax. Gen Z, no, you don't want parents, you don't want teachers, you want influencers ka gobar. Some influencer must have said, क्या आप जानते हैं कि BCCI tax नहीं भरता? You must have seen that video. BCCI income tax. One of my students of Mulund batch, he came. So first of all, CA intermediate charitable trust is not in syllabus also. Charitable trust ka chapter comes in CA final. Intermediate students suddenly in the middle of an important chapter, sir, I have a doubt. What chapter ka do? I said, what? So BCCI tax nahi bharta. I said, you BCCI. The class kept his name only, BCCI. Who told you BCCI does not pay tax? Sir, video dekha. Sir, go and slap. I'll slap you. You slap that influencer. Which restaurant to go? Blogger will tell you. Which clothes to wear? Woi, influencer will tell you. You decide which content you have to consume. Which content you do. I am not against content creation as a profession. Lots of hard work goes into that. But don't take decisions of life based on that. BCCI does pay tax. Even charitable trusts in our country have only 15% income tax exemption, 85% income is taxable. Such influencer ke uspe bhi I commented. Okay. Sir, can you share BCCI's income tax return copy if you have? I want to see how they claimed exemption. Bhaiya also did not reply like Didi. Actually, I wanted to, if I open Angel Priya type of account, okay, I would have commented, तेरे बाप ने BCCI का return file किया? But with my own account, I can't comment like that. I have to be well behaved. Publicly, we all have to be well behaved. If we start speaking everything that we think, we will have no relations. Too deep. Too deep. Let that sink in. Digest what I just said. If we start speaking everything that we think, we will not have any relation. No relation. Parents, siblings, friends, spouses. No relation at all. You agree with that, no? हाँ तो ladies and gentlemen, stop following influencers if you have good teachers. Okay, follow them for entertainment, follow them for fun, but don't take decisions based on them. Okay, so yes, we will focus on this. You understood what is the relevance, and we have to study only one law. In fact, we have to study 50% of the Income Tax Act in your CA intermediate. This 50% is also too big, bro. So just imagine what is final ka syllabus. Final ka syllabus 70 lectures of 3 hours, because morning lecture we can have only 7 to 10 ka lectures. After 10 o'clock we have to leave students for articleship commitments. 2.5 months, almost 3 months, because Sundays ko I don't take lectures. Monday to Friday pure work, Saturday half day work, other half Saturday. Friends, all the sins committed on Saturdays, do religious and social work on Sundays and wash those sins and give some time to family. So Sundays I don't work generally. Generally, I have not worked in, I think, Last 10 years I have not taken a single lecture on Sunday. So Monday to Saturday it takes about 3 months to complete one CA final batch. Everyday lectures. You understand how big the syllabus is. But students who have intermediate ka base really good find that syllabus, always find that syllabus easy compared to others. So when we will meet again, your CA final will be May 29. The batch will be in 2028. And I am assuming that along with you, there will be more people from the neighboring areas, neighboring buildings. But one thing I must say, the way this organization, our organization is operating, one by one, all the neighboring buildings are stopping their everything. मतलब liquidation हो रहा है everywhere. Soon there will be a time when South Bombay there may not be probably any other CA coaching class. Matter of time. I am aware for a fact that at least 2 have shut down. Shut down. Acha. That point is simple. You keep giving quality, you will get your results. Okay. Sir is not AC. Sir is CA. So as far as your ACs are concerned, let one AC remain on, and that also I would have always preferred this, but this makes so much noise that it will spoil my recording. So out of the remaining 3, leave any one on and do whatever you want to. But please be clear about one thing, that sir, AC, water, toilet, etc. This is not a school. Never ask me or disturb me for these issues. Sort it out at your end by yourself. Okay. I am not going to take any. Don't switch off all of them, because we who speak continuously, body generates a lot of heat, and the physical coaching pays me very little. I'll be very honest. Sir has decided to give me too little. You should come together with me and protest, sir. Please increase direct tax Professor Surana sir ka salary. I'll take you all for a protest. My 90% of my income comes through sale of video lectures. Every lecture that is being recorded here is going to be sold. Marketing nahi, but you can tell your college friends to buy it. Sir, हमको क्या मिलेगा? हाँ? नहीं. From this branch to that branch, we are going walking, no, after class. So on the way we will discuss. We can't discuss on record, no. So 90% of my annual income is sale of video lectures. I have to make sure that the recording is pure, clean, crystal clear. And this AC makes a lot of noise, so it will spoil the audio of my recording. So unfortunately, I have to keep one of those 2 on. So at your end, you please sort it out. Okay. But हो गया काम धंधा, shall we? हो AC का discussion finished. Chalo. So ladies and gentlemen, now that you have understood what is the relevance of this subject in your syllabus, now let's come to tax the concept, tax the subject. Whatever I will now discuss with you will never come in your exam. So some are like, sir, to छोड़ो ना. नहीं, ऐसे कैसे? You have to understand what is the subject before you start the subject. What is tax? Every day you come across newspaper reports, people, and by chance, you have friends or family members having income from any source, corporate employees, salary, or family businesses, etc. You often hear them continuously cribbing, क्या यार ये tax, वो tax, etc. etc. GST में ये problem, ये income tax का notice. What is tax? What is this that they always talk about? First lecture of life, है ना? First lecture of tax in life. I am not counting graduation. And with time, you will realize I am right in not counting graduation ka tax as study of tax. Not today. With the time, I am telling you. Okay. What is tax? And I want an interactive class in a way that two-way communication. Two-way matlab when I am speaking, not at that time, but when I give you the chance, So please make sure you are interacting, which will only add to the quality of the class. हाँ, कोई बोल रहा है? अच्छा, manner of learning में, so sorry, I forgot one thing. That's the first thing that I say every time I take a CA final class. That if the organization has permitted you to attend online once in a while, for whatever be the reason now, permission to be granted or not to be granted, that admin and management will decide. I won't interfere with that. If they are permitting, I have no problem. You were to ask me as a teacher what is my opinions or what is best for us, see what I can do when I am physically present in the class, the live or the video etc. won't do that. The best value I will be able to give you here, if there is an extreme compromise situation where you have to bunk a lecture or attend live or something, this is only a compromise. Having said that, you want to do that, I have got no problem. But whoever attends online, whether those who are attending today or someday anyone from your also, one thing you have to be very, very clear about, that if you are attending online, you have to keep your camera on, audio off. Audio I don't want. I'll tell you what is the reason behind that also. I'll tell you, don't be offended, don't feel bad, but there is a reason why I want that. Okay? I am not interested in the color of the wall behind you. And in COVID, when we used to take only online lectures morning 7 o'clock, so we often saw a student is attending essay online. Behind the student, someone without shirt is. But I ignored that. None of my business. People are throwing utensils at each other. None of my business. I am not interested. The problem was, there are some students who are lying down on the bed with the mobile in their hand like this, one leg over the other, and some are not wearing clothes also. That's not how we study. That's not how we study. I know some of you all must be doing what? I say, lying down on your stomach with your hands like this. The book is under you. And that's also how some of us. That's not the correct position to study. I don't approve that. You may not be aware of this because it was the first class. Okay, sir is strict about this particular thing. So I am giving you the benefit of doubt. But I don't allow anyone with camera off in class. Another reason is, when I am talking to you, I am looking into your eyes and talking to you. I maintain eye contact with every student present in the class. Because by looking at your eyes and expression, I can actually come to know whether you have understood what I am speaking. Experience, bro. I look 18, but I am teaching since 15 years. I can come to know whether you are understanding things or not, which is very, very important. You should not be lost in some dream world. And that is possible only if your cameras are on. You're actually paying attention on. And then COVID times, so online outstation students, final ka students, so they are, most of them are outstation students. I have also seen a time where, don't take this as an idea, but students of Gujarat, Rajasthan, when they attend online, 1% takes admission and 4 people are sitting and attending class. Camera off है ना? बोला क्या बात कर रहा है सर, fees divide by 4. Sir, from tomorrow I am coming online, sir, I am shifting. So I can't come to class, I will be attending online. Thank you for the idea, sir. No, we can't take that risk also. Is also a reason why camera on is required. Of course, you all are Gen Z. If by chance you plan to do that, one person will sit in front of the camera, 3 maybe not in the frame. Certain things are beyond control. To the extent I can exercise control, I will do that. Okay. So maybe you are, today you were not prepared, and this message is for everyone. By chance, if you are also online someday. But there is no tomorrow to this, please. There is no other opportunity or there is no other chance in this. If you're not comfortable, then come to the classroom. I won't tell you to keep the camera on in the class. Happy? Class where you can keep it off. But online, you will have to keep it on. Okay. What is tax? You have to participate. Then only it will be an interactive class. Speak any nonsense, speak any wrong thing. We are all here to learn. If it is wrong, we will rectify, we will correct. Problem ka hai? But speak something. Yes.
Is it compulsory for contribution of the income that citizens or companies pay to the government for its function?
ये तो Google करके या learn करके. So see, we don't want any technical definition. General definition. As per general definition, what I get from you is individuals or companies on their income. So paying tax on income is only an example. Tax need not be, may not be only on income. Most of the other things that you said were correct.
Amount that a person or individual pays on their income or the services that they use.
So along with income, you now add services also. So it can be on income, it can be on services. Okay, fantastic. So you've added that, but then again, income tax or service ka the GST that you pay are all examples of tax. Someone was raising hand. Either I saw someone raising hand. Tax is compulsory. ये जो भी है proper Google answer है. Who is this? One girl is asking another girl, what is your surname, Gupta or Jain? अरे तुमको क्या पंचायत है यार? Who are you, भिड़े चापली? Tax is a compulsory contribution made by public to government without any specific benefit. Okay, good. With whatever
The government needs some funds to run the country. So the individuals who earn or spend the country have to contribute to the government.
Obviously. See, for everything you want to do in life, no? Everything, anything and everything you want to do in life, you first need paisa, then passion. Paisa comes before passion. Just imagine a teacher going and telling, sir, the management class owners, that sir, I want to teach. I am really, really very passionate about it, which I am. So I won't pay you. You're passionate, no? Come. Maximum discussion is on that. But I'll be honest, in my case, that discussion lasted for only 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. A, B, okay. A plus, B minus, done. One person said amount A, another person said amount B. B was greater than A. So A was increased, B was reduced. Done. Less than 5 minutes. Our major discussion was on other things. See, I have been running a very, very successful, with the grace of God, a sale of books and video lecture brand for so many years. I was the one who started. So how can one brand be under another brand, or which brand will get more coverage, etc. Lots of discussion was on that. The monetary part was not at all discussed. But then whether we discuss or we don't, there has to be some monetary part. I can't say that I'm passionate, so I will come and teach. I won't, of course. For everything you do in life, you will need, come on, money, funds, yes or no? And government is doing everything. Government is doing lot of things. We call it public investment by the government. So if you want roads, railways, metro, monorail, coastal road, Atal Setu, Sea Link, everything requires investment, cost. A simple flyover also, of course it will collapse in a few days, that's a different thing, but the construction will result in some cost. And for all this, government needs money. So with whatever answers you all gave, and someone typed also, can I actually say this much, that tax is what? Payment to government? Yes or no? For the services provided. Payment to government for the services provided. Services का example क्या है? Roads, railways, bridges, you know what? Government schools, hospitals, of course, a very, very hot topic currently. So yes, let us take it that also. Let us take that also. क्या? Defense. You know, government schools provide free education up to the age of 14. Government hospitals provide free treatment. They need money for all that. So we are paying taxes to the government so that the government can spend for these services. But there is one word which in the discussion I am happy that some of you are already used that word, but in my explanation I want to take it. In the class I already have that word from you only, but let us discuss. Okay. When I saw this, I said, good government. I appreciate that you're giving roads, railways. I'm covering everything, metro, monorail, everything. Bridges, school, hospital, defense expenditure. But I don't want to pay tax here. Come on, take it from someone else. I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay. My wish, my money, I don't want to pay. Correct or no? I can escape payment of tax, no? Because I don't wish to. No? So let us be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Tax is compulsory payment to government. You don't have, and I think couple of students in the class gave that word compulsory. It is not optional. You don't have the choice of not paying tax. In fact, if you don't pay your taxes or you don't pay them on time, you will also be liable for interest, penalty, late fees, etc. So it is going to be a compulsory payment to government for all these services that the government is providing. You don't have the option of not paying. Correct? Hai? Last question with respect to the meaning of tax. Okay, government, thank you so much for giving me all this. Thank you so much for giving me all this. But then, dear government, I don't want this. Defense, I don't want any weapon. You can open the borders, doesn't matter. Hospital, sir, I will go and take treatment in private hospital. I don't want your hospital. School, I don't want your school. I will study in a private school. Railways, I don't sit in local trains. Last 8-9 years, I have never traveled in local train. I don't want your railway. I don't want metro. I don't want anything. Roads, I don't want that also. I'll work from home. I don't want anything. Thank you for your services, dear government. I don't want anything. See, if you buy my lectures, you have to pay me. But you don't want my lectures, then you can say, no, I don't want to pay. So same thing, I'm telling the government, I'm not taking your services, so I will not pay you taxes. I am not using any of them, I will not pay your taxes. What do you have to say about this? Then also we have to pay. Unanimously, everyone says so. Okay, sir, if I have not taken only anything, why should I pay? So let us make it clear, for services provided, whether availed or not. Tax is a compulsory payment to government for all these services. Example we have already written, whether availed or not. And of course, with the money that you are paying, voluntarily or forcibly, government is going to fund the public investment in the form of road, railways, bridges, etc. Is that understood? General meaning of tax. Everyone is clear? Every concept that I teach in class, no? Every concept, I will be writing the concept like this. And this is still introductory. I'll just show you one of the recent batches that I completed. For example, we have a chapter called salary. Okay. I started that lecture maybe on the 26th of March 2025. So I start it on a fresh page. I write the date on that page. Every lecture I start on a fresh page. In this entire lecture, whatever I have taught, I write and cover, write every concept, every theory, every question that I solve in class. I write everything. Day over, page over. Next lecture, 27th March, new page. Top of the page, we write the date. and continue the theory over there. New lecture, new page. Every day's explanations, theory, every class ka day's notes, I call it daily class notes. Of course, technology hai. I convert it into a PDF so that you have this for your quick revision. If we have about 50-55 lectures, you basically have 50-55 PDFs. And you can, on the last day before your exam, revise the entire syllabus in a matter of few hours with these notes. They will be very, very useful on the last day to revise everything, because in a very, very concise manner, I will write and cover all your syllabus. Now the question is, sir, how to access these notes? For example, 26 March, 27 March. In fact, now this is a new section. Nana Chowk Inter May 26. Immediately I will take the next lecture and I will go. Yes? Lol. I have actually written today's stuff in the Charni Road. No problem. I'll write Nana Chowk in that. Nana Chowk ke sheet mein I will write in that class. That's fine. But this will be converted into a PDF. See, if you are comfortable in taking notes in class, you may very well take it along with me. See, you don't expect that, sir, I finish and I wait for you to copy. That much time we don't have. If you're comfortable, you take it. There are some students who are comfortable only like that while learning, if they are also writing, they have better retention. Different student, different ability. Right, no problem. But by chance, that writing part diverts your attention from what I am speaking, then it is not acceptable. Because your primary target should be to follow what I am speaking in class. The notes part will be managed. There are people in class who are writing. You can take it from them. It will be converted into PDF. You can take it from there. Any diversion from classroom explanation is not acceptable. Your primary target will be, kya bro? Focus on what I am speaking. PDF. See, option 1, you take the notes in class if you are not digressing, not diverting yourself. Option 2, I will convert it into a PDF, and we don't have anybody available here. If you have a pen drive and then you give it to me, I copy that in the pen drive and you can then circulate amongst yourself. I have got no problem. Every day I will copy, I will give it to you. You all must be having some group, some Telegram or WhatsApp or anything of both classes or all the batches, or only your batch. So the best, your notes applicable only to you. You take the PDF and use it. I have got no problem. If that also is difficult, I'll tell you what will be the difficulty in that. I will copy into the pen drive now. But the student who brings that pen drive, every day different people don't bring. Then we stick to one person who brings it every day. If that student forgets to bring the pen drive or copies but does not deliver to you, see, you have to revise this before the next lecture. That's the whole idea behind the class notes. So does not give it to you on time. You have to again have a device, where you insert the pen drive, open the WhatsApp group, web WhatsApp ke andar, then copy. So then it will become difficult. I do also, of course, I do one more thing, but then, don't take it otherwise, or don't take it in the wrong sense. Don't consider this as any kind of marketing or anything. For my recorded class students, for my online live students, I do, of course, upload it in the app which I am running under my brand. I am not trying to make a case that you don't download anything, Baba. I am not forcing you to do anything. But in case you are not able to manage it any other way, that is also an option. But if you want, you carry your pen drive, I'll copy it. See, in any case, today's lecture, there won't be any subject theory notes that you will require. From tomorrow, you all can discuss amongst yourself. Anybody who brings that pen drive, immediately I will convert into PDF and copy that PDF. Whatever you are comfortable, I have got no problem. In any case, if nothing works, wo free courses section of the app, you must be having one app of the class also, to access the backup lectures. So, I don't know how to provide it over there. As I told you, it is my first lecture here, so I can give it to you directly, or I can. Kaisa hai, all these apps are made by one vendor only. That same guy is making the app of all the coaching classes. My app, his app, everyone ka app, that same guy is making. The interface is same, everything is same. Only the names of the apps are different based on apna brand. So, अभी आप ये मत बोलना कि सर what is the name of your brand, because technically I am not allowed to take the name of any other brand. Is an understanding. Okay, but Gen Z is smart enough to find out that you find out if you want to. I will not take the name of any brand. I will be uploading it. You can access from there also, or you can alternatively bring a pen drive and take the daily class notes, but make sure that you have the daily class notes, because this is that page from which you can revise the entire day in about 10 minutes. Is that clear? Fantastic. So tax is compulsory payment to government for services provided. Those who want to take down along with me can take down, but those who don't want to take down, if it diverts your attention, then just focus. We are continuing in the theory. Everyone is with me? Fantastic. My next question. Why government? Are you paying taxes to the government? Why? It is the only body powerful enough to the government. See, I told you about the idea of collection of taxes. Little your participation also, वो compulsory collection etc. was given by you only. चाय, हाँ मतलब on a weekday afternoon it will be tea only. If it was a Saturday evening, you could have doubted. Don't worry, I don't have any evening lecture with you. हाँ someone, हाँ बोलो. The government's main motive is to provide welfare. Another student said government is the only powerful. I also go to gym 5 days a week. Is gym etc. was what you were discussing when I was about to start my class, isn't it? You were only discussing it. See, ऐसा है कि you may react to this by saying, sir, कितना पंचायत. I am discussing with my friend how many hours I spend in the gym. After gym, when I eat this much, तो again ये हो जाता है वो. But then I can't sit with my ears closed. No, if the ears are open, then data will enter. So power तो I also have. You may be half my age. Let's not get into exact details. You are less than half my age. Because 2007 you were born. 6-7 you must be. You are that. 2006-7 का generation होगा ना. तो 2006 में I completed my CPT here in this very classroom, and 2007 I studied tax for the first time in my life. So I completed my first level of CA in the year in which you were born. So except the Aadhaar card, I am younger than you in all the forms. Looks में तो visible, power में bro I can lift you in one hand. Any sports, any physical activity, चल let's have a race from here to the other center. Sports shoes नहीं है, we'll plan in advance. अबे ये shoes में I can't run, no, these are not running shoes. Saturday is casual day होता है, तो Saturdays को I'll see if I come in sports shoes. Let's see who has more power. तो power, why government का power? ऐसा you don't take offense, ऐसा कोई joke तो है? हाँ? Once in a while. What's your good name?
My name is Nirved, but I'm called Nirved. Sir, Nirved.
Nirvit.
N-I-R-V-E-D.
Nirved. Nirved बोलना. With accent. Nirved. No, I said it correctly. What does that mean? Unique name.
The one who has
Power. Next. I can eat 3-4 summer rhinas in breakfast. I am that bad in roasting, or that good in roasting.
control over all his emotions.
Control over emotions. Too deep, bro. I did not crack any personal joke on you. I will soon. When it comes to roasting, I don't spare anyone, bro. I don't spare my family members also. When it comes to taking of examples, I don't spare anyone. Okay. So power, when you say government, or what did you say? Sorry. Welfare. The power I also have. and I am ready to do the welfare. What's your good name?
Well,
Hey Bhagwan, you all have decided that we will all come and give him complicated names. D-U-T. A-E-L, na? I had heard of Raphael. What does that mean, bro? You don't know your own name ka meaning? Come on, bro. Then why keep such complicated name that you don't know the meaning only? Where do you travel from? सही है, सही है. ये India's got latent चल रहा है इधर. I am asking, you are replying also in that. Good. Where do you travel from? Where did you come from? Mumbai. Too far, no? Which is why you were late. Too far, bro. तो फेल मुंबई सेंट्रल में किधर? अच्छा, नियर सिटी सेंटर. Once upon a time, that was, you know, the hub of mobile का accessories का market. It has shifted to Nathani, no? City center में fire. We will discuss it in some other lecture. Soon, I will give you that welfare. So I will make a special skywalk from your house to this window, only for you, daily traveling. I will do that welfare, and I have that power. So will you give taxes to me? Is my question. Everything that the government is giving you, no, I am ready to give it. Abhi bol, will you give me taxes? My question is, I am ready to do the things which government is doing. Will you pay taxes to me? Then why government? Trust? No one does. Government and trust do not come in the same statement.
centralized body is maintained that.
ICAI is also centralized body. So usko de. Now, give me a legal reason, and if you say law, you have to be specific. Raise, you raise. Acha, you were saying something? By the way, our government takes taxes also from those who are not citizens. With time, we will learn that. So that's not the reason. Unanimously voted. So you all decide. You all unanimously vote for me to make a skywalk from Mumbai Central. State government also takes taxes. Municipal corporation also takes taxes. So why government? Arey, I am ready to become that. No. See, you are giving me logic. We have voted for them. A logic. They are running the country. They are providing welfare. They have power. ये logic है. Give me a legal reason why I don't have the right to take tax. Only government has the right to take tax. Come on. This is not taxation. This is basic civic knowledge. It is written in the Constitution of India, the senior most law of the country. See, seniority does not come with age. Seniority comes with applicability, influence. ये क्या बोला? हाँ, experience. वो ठीक है. That is in profession. For example, Indian Contract Act 1872. Constitution of India was approved. You know when? 26 January 1950 is why it is celebrated as. Some people come in CA, they don't know why Republic Day. Pata nahi sir, chutti hai. And dry day also. Why? Constitution of India was adopted. Chartered Accountants Act was adopted 1 year before Constitution. By the way, 1949. CA Act. Are you aware? Act of Parliament. Constitution of India enacted in 1950. So there were plenty of laws enacted before Constitution. Contract Act is 1870. Sale of goods is 1930. Partnership is 1932. Plenty of laws enacted before the Constitution. But respect does not come with age. It comes with applicability, with influence. In my CA final batches, almost every attempt, I have students who are elder than me. Beginning of the career, so obvious tha, because I started teaching at the age of 22. And final mein, to even today, you know, there are students in their late 20s, early 30s, late 30s. I have a student who joined last year, a batch, did not give the exam, so will be attending again from the 1st of July. 62 years in age. Daughter is a doctor. Son is pursuing engineering. But passion, sir, my CA final is left. I want to die as a chartered accountant. 62 years. Father's age. But in classroom, I am the Hitler. There is only one dictator here, and it is me. To be a Nazi. Constitution of India is superior to every other law. If any law contradicts what is written in the Constitution, that other law is void ab initio. Is too much of English? You understood what I just said? If any law contradicts the Constitution, that other law is void ab initio. You cannot speak or do anything against the Constitution. Everything has to be done as per Constitution. And it is the Constitution of India that has empowered our government to collect taxes. Do you understand this? Hello? Constitution of India has empowered our government to collect taxes. Constitution of India is written divided into articles. Laws are generally divided into sections, but Constitution is divided into articles. Some famous articles recently in news also, for example, Article 370, special status to Jammu and Kashmir, abrogated. Movie also made, so most of you all must be aware of that. When the Constitution text is over, there is something called explanatory schedules. Data that will explain the Constitution. To keep it simple, working notes. Working notes, they explain your answer. No? So there are schedules which explain the Constitution. In that, we have Schedule 7. Schedule 7 to the Constitution of India has got 3 lists. Now, this is 10th standard civics, but I believe you all studied 10th standard in COVID. Online exam. Don't discuss tera kabita, please. Offline, 10th standard civics syllabus, irrespective of board, does have this. List 1, we call it the union list. This is that list where taxes will be collected by central government. For example, taxes on income. Income tax, a very, very important piece of knowledge you are taking home today in the first lecture itself. If we are paying any income tax, if we are learning the Income Tax Act, what we will be paying as tax will go to the central government. My income tax ka money will be used where will be decided by Modi ji, not Fadnavis ji. If there is any wealth tax, it will be taken by the central government. But just to let you know, it was abolished in 2015. If there is any tax on gift, if you receive any gift, you have to pay tax on that also. Who will take tax? Central government. Because it was central government only. Some years ago, they abolished gift tax and they merged it in this. In the definition of income, see, income is your earning. Gift will also be considered as your earning, and that gift tax will be covered within income tax itself. So another important thing that you learn and go home today, that if I receive any gift also, I have to pay income tax. Of course, that explanation is about 3 hours, where there are quite a few cases where that gift will not be taxable. For example, if your relative is giving you gift, that gift won't be taxable. Again, we need 1 hour to understand what is relative. Relative is not someone you consider your relative. My chaddi buddy, mother from another brother. That. You've not seen Kamran Akbal memes? That Pakistani cricketer Kamran or Umar, one of them, he said it, mother from another brother. And you've seen that Sarfaraz Khan meme? My answer also same, no difference. वो Pakistani cricketer meme है, mother from another brother. You all don't know memes. It's not meme. छोड़ो. तो छोड़. Brother from another brother. Bro, listen. Whom you consider relative is not relative. They have defined. For example, my neighbor's wife. I have extremely cordial relations with my neighbor and his wife. We consider each other as own. We Marwadi middle class families know, we are always taught that maintain cordial relations with your neighbors. They are your first relatives. In times of need, your relatives may not be available, but your neighbors will come. I am just following the instructions. I am maintaining cordial relations with my neighbor and his wife. What is wrong in that? I consider her relative is not enough. If I take any gift from her, cash or kind, does not fall in the definition of relative. It is taxable. So we need about an hour to understand the meaning of relative. Again, another case. That one occasion of life where even income tax has sympathy with you. Gift on the occasion of marriage is not taxable. Income tax law also has sympathy. Poor guy. Only the guy. So, see, gift, when it is taxable, it will come under income tax and we have to pay it to the central government. Until a few years ago, if you are a consumer of service tax also used to go to the central government. Union list is that list where taxes will be collected by the central government. Is that understood? List 2, state list. These are those taxes which will be collected by the state government. For example, any taxes on goods. If you are a consumer of goods, the tax will go to the state government. So there was a time in our country where there was no GST. Before 2017, no bro. So if I consume goods, as a consumer of goods, I will pay the shopkeeper something called VAT. That VAT used to go to the state government. And as a consumer of services in a coaching class or a gym or etc., that tax used to go to the central government. Of course, our government decided to merge both of them into one tax because internationally, on sale of goods and service, there is a concept of common tax since decades. So our government decided to take the bold step of bringing one common tax. Consumer of goods or service will pay a common tax called GST. And do you realize we are taking some right from both governments? And therefore, the GST ka share is going to both government. Now, next time check your restaurant bill. It will have CGST and SGST. Because both governments will get a share of that. Because both have compromised, no something. You understood? Otherwise, once upon a time, when we had VAT, when we had sales tax on goods, that used to go to state government, but service tax used to go to. Why? Because it is written in the constitution. And that is why government. See, our question was, why government and not me if I am ready to provide those services? And answer is power given in the constitution. But we are going in the depth of it. You already have learnt a very, very important thing, that the subject that I am teaching, that tax, whichever taxpayer in the country pays, it will go to the central government. We have got nothing to do with the state government when it comes to income tax. And therefore, all the data that we will be learning, all the law, the income tax sections, they are all created, enacted by the central government. All the amendments that we will be learning in income tax, everything decided at the center level. We know it very well. There is a lady who has ruined my life. But this time I am not talking about my wife. She has tortured the entire professional lobby. Bringing illogical changes to the law is her hobby. See, without taking any names, we can call her Tai, Auntie. She is South Indian, so you can call her Tamil mein Akka. Tamil mein they call aisa hai. What do you want to call? Tai is fine. Of course, we are in Maharashtra and we should always give respect to the local language and culture. See, I don't belong to any political party. Marathi is not even my mother tongue. This is a strong belief that I have because I have traveled in South. Because the biggest and the most educated people in Kerala, if they will meet each other, they won't talk in English. They don't consider English as a measurement of knowledge. They will talk in Malayalam. Is the amount of respect. This state gave me birth, gave me my education, my livelihood, everything. I give importance to Marathi more than Marwadi also. and without any political affiliation. Okay, ठीक है, this is your choice. Everyone should put effort in learning, but I am also against physically assaulting someone only for not having the knowledge. See, वो अपना अपना choice है. Let's not get into that discussion because there is no end to that discussion. But one thing you understand, that all the amendments that we will learn is that anti wala. Let's stick to anti, common word, anti wala. And life has become a hell since she 2019 she became, and then 24 she did not contest Lok Sabha elections. So I was like, harsh. And one day suddenly she's again taking oath. So when I saw that, the moment she took oath, no, I was in class. After class, I immediately sat down driving. Mulund ka batch tha. By the time I came home, it was already beyond 1 hour. Some students had already sent me WhatsApp पे, Instagram पे post, new finance minister auntie again, auntie back, वो band बज गई ऐसा, some music के साथ में some posts were uploaded on Instagram. So I did not check anything. After parking my car, when I was going home in the lift, I was checking, and I was like, oh no. I enter my house with my eyes into my phone, like pagal aurat ye wo, and my mother is sitting there on the sofa, and she's like, what the hell are you talking? What are you speaking? You have any manners? You're talking about a lady who is elder than you. She is the finance minister of the country. I said, what I'm speaking is the truth. She has ruined my life for the last 5 years. She's going to ruin my life for the next 5 years. But Indian mothers, you see, tera karam. Arre? You deserve it. Arre? What do I do about it? He's like, if you deserve something good in life, you'll get it. Keep working. But I did not deserve auntie for the second time. Believe me. Believe me. क्या करें अभी? We have got no choice. So all the income tax provisions that we are learning, the amendments that we are learning are actually anti-introduced amendments. In time, you'll come to know, with time you'll come to know how many complications unnecessarily she has inserted in the law. The law was beautiful before anti-income tax is now, ये जैसे time calendar है ना, BC and AD. Income tax is before anti and after anti. So we have to learn the after anti wala income tax law. Yes. This is one thing that you're going to take home today. One more thing I want to keep as a feature of my class, that in every lecture, I want, students to look forward to the next lecture. Maza hai. Not just for exam purpose, but something for life we have learnt and gone home today. And gradually, you'll start having conversations with people at home around you who have some knowledge of taxation. Anyone has chartered accountant in their family, friends? Quite a few. Kaun? Full family. मतलब anyone who is very famous?
I don't know. We are based from Kolkata.
Bro, you can call me Jijaji. Because my mom is also from Kolkata. Just there till Sunday night only I have come. Shangani Club Kachori.
My dad is here. My one brother is here. Other brother is in CMA.
मेरा फाइनल का लेक्चर्स का लिंक प्लीज लेके जाना एंड डिस्काउंट का बात कर लेंगे. समवन एल्स आल्सो? फ्रेंड्स. रियल ब्रदर. हे भगवान. ठीक है. सो टिल नाउ, and I see quite a few parents are also chartered accountants. Some real siblings are chartered accountants. Some are in final. They basically consider you illiterate and good for nothing, at least now. Which is true also. But after this knowledge, when you start having conversation with them on the subject, on taxation, in due course, believe me, they will find some impressive knowledge. They will like to have conversation, communication with you on the subject, and they will be really impressed, not just with the exam performance, but with the kind of conversation that you are having. And for this reason, we will try to keep in every lecture at least some concept. Okay, wow, yaar, ye to naya seekhne mila. Too good. For example, today only you got to learn income taxes are not taken by state government, central government. You can say, sir, I was very well aware of that. But then the next thing that I'm going to tell you is something that a lot of people are not aware of. Some of you all know that in India there is no tax on agriculture, no income tax on farmers. Why? Garib. मैं गरीब हूं. That's the reason. No. Because in reality, not every farmer is poor. I am not talking about the poor farmers of Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, every day a farmer is killing himself. While we are talking to each other, a farmer has committed suicide. Maharashtra ka geography, there is Satara, Sangli, where there are floods, and 100 kilometers from there is not a single drop of water. But if we talk about the rich farmers of Punjab, Haryana, who are blessed with good geography, they are minting money, crores of rupees on an annual basis, but not paying taxes. Why? You know the law. Some of you all do know the law. Sir, income tax nahi hai on agriculture. Today you will know why. And today you can go and discuss with these educated people. They may also probably knowing that there is no income tax on agriculture. Ask them the reason. Abhi, see, don't do this in front of parents. Okay, if parents are chartered accountants, no discussion. Story is over. Don't ask them anything. But other than parents, maybe your brother who is in CA final, no? Real brother है in CA final. अच्छा दे दिया attempt तो मेरे किस काम का? I hope ऐसा नहीं. I can't be such a bad person that clear नहीं हो next time मेरा video नहीं. That is not something. I don't belong to that category. I pray to God that your brother clears with flying colors. But now that final exam is given, ask no income tax on agriculture. He'll say yes. Why? Maybe does not know. If his choice of CA final coaching was on the basis of social media followers, then he will certainly not know anything in the subject. Okay, let's not take name of any person or organization. Why no tax on agriculture? There is a constitutional reason behind it. That if there will ever be any tax on agriculture, that power lies with vests with English में VEST. हम बोलते power is वो vest नहीं vest. The power is given to. The power lies with the state government. Any kind of tax on agriculture, only state government. For example, taxing agriculture land, agriculture building. That power is with the as per constitution. So understand the problem here. Central government cannot touch agriculture because it is in list 2. State government cannot touch profits, incomes. State government can tax your land. State government can tax your building, but that is independent of the profit that you are earning from that. It's on the value of the building, not the income that you are making. So state government cannot levy income tax. Central government cannot levy any tax on. It is the reason why there is no income tax on agriculture. It is a constitutional defect. You think our government really cares about the farmers, that they don't want to tax farmers? No, sir. They want to tax at the available opportunity. But constitutionally, they do not have the power to do so. Is why there is no tax on agriculture. Look, I am not done. After I am done, you can. Do you realize this? Did you understand what I just said? Of course. Now there is one idea in which, see, Marwadi brain continuously gives ideas how to generate more money. Idea है that do one thing, amend the constitution and bring agriculture from list 2 to list 1. Is what you were going to say? Bro, experience, 15 years. And plus 3 years as a student also. So time spent with taxation is equivalent to your age. Amend the constitution and shift agriculture from list 2 to list 1. Now see, is agriculture in central government power? Income tax also in central government power? That means central government can levy income tax on agriculture both within their power. But amendment to the constitution requires 75% majority in both houses of the parliament, which also they can manage because our government, current central government, has got crazy power. They can do whatever they want because no other political party or political leader has ever received so much support of the public. that at one instruction, go to your balcony, go Corona, go. Now today when I watch myself doing that in that video, I want to say a few words to myself, but how do you abuse yourself? क्या कर रहा था मैं? Bloody dash. Because there are minors, I have to stick to dash. Then he, in the next couple of weeks, said, now light the diyas. So you understand the chronology. First music, then ambience, and then third decision was open wine shops. Order. First music, then lights, then wine shops. And he said, bang your thalis for 5 minutes. People were doing it for 50 minutes. then actually they were like, people, mitro band bhi karna hai. Crazy power. He has both houses. That is possible. But then one more thing that is required. Permission from 50% state governments. Which is also that way within their control now. Because if you think about it, then this same political party is ruling most state governments as well. Except the states of South India. South mein there will never be a BJP government. Because I have been to South Indian states for many years. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra. When a child is born in South India, he is taught two things. One, ABCD. Two, Modi Chore. South will never vote. And if we talk about East, Bengal, now that it was a coincidence that in the first lecture itself my Bengal connection is out. But point ye hai that Bengal is a part of India for a very limited time. Now also I told my father-in-law, brother-in-law both that it's a matter of time you find an alternate accommodation. Because in the next 10 years, you may say the same thing to your family members. In the next 10 years, it will be West Bengal, nahi West Bangladesh. In my father-in-law always tells me, and he shares everything with me only, because just like me, in his family, no one listens to him also. So, we always share things with each other because no one listens to both of us. He said in proper Kolkata, there are still Indians. That also limited places, Park Street, Bhawanipur, those areas, there are Indians. Rest of Bengal, it is only Bangladeshis. How do you think, whoever wins elections in Bengal, how does she win? Because Indians vote for her. Have you ever seen her speaking publicly? You are a supporter of? No? Against? Then only I will make my next statement. That she does not need to dress up for Halloween. Bahut deep tha. It requires a different level of knowledge to understand what I just said. See, jokes are of no use if you have to explain. So, Bengal may we doubt unless they, throw out the illegal Bangladeshi immigrants. That's a different thing. Otherwise, majority state governments are also under the same political party. But then, you also understand one thing. Your idea, which is also my idea, move agriculture from list 2 to list 1. Understand now the toughest part here. We have to also analyze the political impact of our decisions. The monetary impact is not good enough. If any government does this, they will never come back to power. In our country, farmers, Shri Ram, armed forces, cow, they are sensitive topics. I repeat, farmers, armed forces, Shri Ram, cow, is sensitive topics. You have to be very careful when you're having a simple conversation also on these issues. One word spoken here and there can result in a lot of action. They don't want to touch these areas. Bola, listen, if we bring this, public outrage, people will be on the streets. Those who are not farmers also will be on streets because they want to protest. Protesters are being paid per day to throw stones. Same thing used to happen in Kashmir. Same thing happens in Bengal. Same thing happens in a lot of places. Let's not touch them. We are not happy that they are not paying taxes. Government is losing money. Idea, increase the tax here. We need money? No. We need money. Those who will pay more. Same money without any political impact. Any decision has to be taken with the analysis of the political impact also. And which is why in the near future, so you don't expect any change. There won't be any income tax on agriculture. Today you are going home as a very, very well informed person. You know, all that I am discussing with you right now, I told you it is an introductory class. Nothing from this will come in exam. But understand why all this is relevant before actually starting our income tax. And you have realized that now you will have more well-informed conversations with people. You understood?
So this arrangement was intentional while making the constitution, or was it just an intent while framing the constitution?
See, that Baba Sahib Ambedkar did. And I'll tell you one thing honestly. Last 18 years, whatever has happened in taxation, with the entire background and reason. Before that, 10 years before that, so you can say last 28 years, I was blessed to have some of the best teachers. So my teacher taught me what was the reason in his tenure of about 10-15 years. So effectively about last 25-30 years, whatever has happened in taxation, I know everything with reason. Now in 1950, while drafting the constitution, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar के mind में what was going on, believe me, I was not there at that time. So even if I tell you that he wanted to protect the farmers or give benefit to the farmers, or maybe farm land comes under state government control, is a logical guess that I am making. When we make guesses also, no, there has to be some logic in our guess also. That, are you aware that which land will be used for what purpose? They said this will be used for educational institution or commercial building or residential building or open land or sea face or, you know, a public park. Which land will be used for what purpose is a decision which state government takes, that we are aware of. So agriculture land ka demarcation maybe was given to state government, and probably, mark my word, I am saying probably, that's the reason the power was given to state government. Why is logic very, very important? Why do I say logic se bada kuch nahi? Logic, nothing is bigger than logic. Is by chance in an exam you don't know the answer, you are unable to guess the answer. So common sense is the best law. Logically, what seems to be right is what you should be writing, even when you're making a random guess. And this is what I can, but only guess. Ultimately, 1950 mein Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar drafted and, you know, approved. The constitution was approved in 1950. So this is the reason why there is no income tax on agriculture. You are understanding this? And if we talk about list 3, in list 3, I am discussing, therefore I am telling you, in list 3, it is known as concurrent list. There is no tax. These are matters of common importance. For example, education, health, etc. It can't be responsibility of central or state government. It is their joint responsibility. I hope you understand. Do you? So that is why we have Union Education Minister and State Education Minister. We have Union Health Minister and State Health Minister. Because for matters of common interest, both governments will have to work together. But there is no tax here. Taxes will be central government, state government. And state government collects a lot of its taxes through the municipal corporation, because state government cannot get involved in the day-to-day work. So state government assigns the task to the municipal corporation. So your local property taxes, etc. When you go and buy a property, that stamp duty, etc. that you pay, all that goes to the state government through the local authority. But do you clearly understand? One, why government? Simple answer, constitution. And two, a very important thing that you take on board, and we'll keep a target that every day we learn a concept like this, which helps us not just in exam, but in real life also. We are able to do good because of that. Our conversations with people become smarter. People start respecting us. See, today's age of yours, next 4 or 5 years of your life, your target cannot be earning, it has to be learning. Learn in a way that you earn lot of respect, and automatically one day it will get, you can monetize, people will pay you for whatever you have. So give primary importance to knowledge. One big problem issue I have with CA students, most students are pursuing the course only for passing without giving any respect or importance, especially at final, to the learning part, the knowledge part. Degree they have, but they don't know anything beyond that, which is why they are unsuccessful in their interviews, in their jobs, etc. There is huge demand of chartered accountants. President of ICAI last year only said that we need 30 lakh chartered accountants. We are 4 lakh in 75 years. And we want to make it 30 before 100 years of independence, 2047. That means we are only having 22 years. 22 years mein, if you want to make 25 lakh chartered accountants, do you understand the ratio of the maths here? But if your knowledge is not good, it won't help you. If your knowledge is good, you know any chartered accountant who has cleared with good marks, who has good knowledge, bring that CA to me. Minimum 1 lakh per month ka guarantee. Minimum 1 lakh my guarantee. Anybody giving you less than 1 lakh, then come to me. And that's starting only for the first couple of years. After 2 years of your, means 4 years from today, you become a CA with good results and good knowledge. 1 lakh per month is guaranteed. 6 years from today, क्या करूं? परम, म्यूट योरसेल्फ. वीडियो तो ऑन किया नहीं, अभी तक ऑडियो ऑन कर दी. Where was I?
6 years.
6 years from today, that 12 can become 24 also and 30 also. It is dependent on, during these 4 years, what is your level of knowledge, and the first 2 years, what is your work experience. But if you pass as a marte 3-4 attempts you take, then you don't have any knowledge, you just barely manage to score 40-50 in your subjects, then things are going to get difficult. Pass with good knowledge in the first attempt. I'm not even saying rank holder ko to starting mein we can go to 18 to 20 levels. Only first attempt wala I am telling you, 1 lakh is my guarantee. And that also only for first 2 years. After 2 years, it does not become 20-24. I will help you to switch your job. But work consistently, work with perfection. That no organization wants to lose you. Bro, no need to switch also. The moment you say that I am leaving, that organization only will give you income. Do you have that in you? Is what you have to ask. Okay. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, knowledge wise, we have taken something important. Are we clear on this? Why government ka answer? Okay. Last point in my introduction, I will discuss this and we'll get done with today's class. Last point. Are we clear about what is tax? Are we clear about why government is collecting tax? Last thing. Types of tax. Of course, this you know because I introduced. एक बजे तक आ जाना. हेलो 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 हाँ चलना. Sorry. Types of tax. You already know. Hello. Hello. Network issue है क्या? So now what? रुको. Give me 1 second, please. हेलो. हाँ बोल रहा हूँ, 1 बजे तक आ जाना, लेट मत करना. हाँ
लेक्चर्स करना होगा।
भाई बोल रहा हूँ 1 बजे तक आ जाना, लेट मत करना। हाँ हाँ हाँ, नो डिस्ट्रैक्शन प्लीज। हाँ तुम बोलो ना, यू टेल मी व्हाट आर टाइप्स ऑफ टैक्सेस। वेरी स्मार्ट, गुड। DT, IDT, already you know that this total comprises of 300 marks of your career. Or if we stick to only CA intermediate, so at inter itself we have them for 50-50, total 100. Of course later at final we will be having them for 100 each. That makes 150 and 150. Array, yes or no? Fantastic. Now then, the question is, what is direct tax? What is indirect tax? And don't, इसको क्या हुआ स्क्रीन को? 1 second, please. What I have written 100, 50, 100, 150, is that visible to you now? Fantastic. Okay. If I am asking you what is direct tax and what is indirect tax, kindly don't reply, sir, direct tax is direct and indirect tax is indirect. Wow. Or kuch hai? And some people, you know, who is sophisticated South Bombay, sir, direct taxes are progressive in nature, indirect taxes are regressive in nature. Abhi, who are you, Chatur Ramalingam? Simple bhasha mein you have anything? Huh?
Direct taxes are the ones which we directly pay to the government, and indirect taxes are the ones which we pay to the government.
Badhiya. Sorry, gentlemen, you were saying something. Sorry for interrupting you. What's your name?
Prince. Prince.
Prince. पहले मुझे ना ब्रिज सुनाई दे ऐसे, पब्लिक इन्वेस्टमेंट। प्रिंस कौन सी रियासत? ओके सॉरी, बैड जोक। हाँ, व्हाट आर यू सेइंग? डायरेक्टली टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट एंड इनडायरेक्टली टेकन बाय द गवर्नमेंट। अरे तो दैट इज नॉट व्हाट आई वांटेड, नो।
Your tax burden cannot be shifted in direct tax, and indirectly tax burden can be shifted to the consumer.
Indirect taxes में the burden will be shifted to the consumer. Okay, makes, you know, I am not saying that whatever you said was wrong, but at least this, you know, is simple and makes more sense.
Direct tax income to the indirect tax expense.
No, that is again an example. So we first are desirous of knowing the meanings. Example, so ठीक है, direct tax is, income tax is direct tax and GST is indirect tax. तो subject में भी है, we know that we have income tax in direct taxes and GST in indirect taxes. But example नहीं, meaning.
Direct tax is on a personal income, and indirect tax is a cumulative of taxes which you ultimately pay. Direct tax आपके basically if you are in a business carrying concern, so direct tax is proportional to your profits, ultimate profits, and indirect tax is basically what for your running for the running of your business, purchase of product. That product is not initially taxed at the same income. So the manufacturer will tax at 5%, the wholesaler will charge 5%. So they keep shifting on the taxes, which ultimately is paid by the customer.
I lost you somewhere in between. Starting में I was वो थोड़ा I understood, or someone was saying something from here. मैं he's like, but कुछ भी बोलूँगा तो you'll find out a mistake only in this. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. We are all here to participate and learn something. Let it be right, let it be wrong. Ultimately, we go home learning something. Actually, direct taxes also vary from level to level. So that statement, you know, in its existing form is incorrect. Only a certain degree of permanence hai in direct taxes. After a point, direct taxes also increase. Direct taxes are charged, taxes charged on individuals' income, and indirect taxes are charged on goods and services. वो भी example है, and saying that individual's income is also incorrect because it may not be individual's income, it can be firm's income, company's income. Everyone has to pay direct taxes. I am married for more than 10 years. I can't hear when people speak softly. I am used to loud volumes. Mic do? Speak no. Huh? Huh? Speak no. You were speaking something. Direct taxes are compulsory is the only thing I heard. Not compulsory. Absolutely no. Indirect taxes also are compulsory. Have you paid your admission fees? GST add किया कि cash? It is compulsory. Otherwise, the service provider will not give you service. And by chance, the service provider has given you the service, then the burden will come on the service provider to pay from his own pocket. Supposingly, restaurant is taking 100 rupees ka bill plus 5% GST 105. So you have to pay that 105. Otherwise, the restaurant will not serve you food. Wait. And in case the restaurant serves you food in 100, then it will be their duty to pay it from their own pocket. Otherwise, they should not have served you the food only. As a CA, if I give anybody my services, my audit services, I say 1 lakh rupees. I have to charge a GST of 18,000 to my client because service mein it is 18%. I will collect that 18 and pay it to the government. Correct hai? It is compulsory. Now, supposingly you are not ready to pay that 18 to me, so I should not give you my service. And still, if I decide to give you my service, then that amount I have to pay from my own pocket because the duty is mine. And somewhere this discussion explains the difference between direct taxes and indirect taxes, where direct taxes will always go from your own pocket and you will not get any compensation for the amounts so paid. Once gone, it is gone. It won't come back. However, in indirect taxes, you transfer the burden to consumer. In other words, in direct taxes, it is the business who directly pays the tax to the government from own pocket. But in indirect taxes, yes, it will be the business only which will pay the tax to the government, but the business will collect that tax from consumer and pay it to the government, will not pay from own pocket. So the difference is, here the person paying the tax to the government and the person bearing the burden of the tax is same. But here payment responsibility is of the business, but burden will be from here. So indirect taxes I have to collect from here and pay it to the government. In other words, it is the consumer who is paying the tax to the government, not directly through the business. And here the business is paying to the government directly. I recently saw Samir Raina Samir Raina, you know, Abhi, his show has stopped, so he is doing podcasts. In one of the podcasts, I saw him saying that मैं अपना show करता हूँ, I collect GST from the audience and pay it to the government. ये क्या nonsense है? Government को audience से GST चाहिए तो government should take it directly from the audience. Why are they involving me? Because you are uneducated. You don't know the difference between direct taxes and indirect taxes. See, you understand burden and responsibility, same person. Responsibility of the business. So if you don't take it from the consumer, then you will have to pay it from your own pocket. But burden on the consumer, and therefore it is indirect. To make it very, very effective in your mind, I would like to give you one example. Supposingly there is a coaching class and there is a student. Coaching class is providing service to the student and student is paying fees to the class. Let us say that the fees is rupees 1 lakh. Now you have to understand in this transaction what are both parties getting. Coaching class is getting what? Income. And student is getting service. You have to in every transaction pay tax on what you are getting. So coaching class has to pay tax on income and student has to pay tax on service. You are able to understand this? Now, if the coaching class fails in paying taxes, the officer from the department, we call them assessing officers, he will come, give you a tight slap, and do you have this money? He will recover taxes from this money because you have that monetary part received. So if you don't pay your taxes, he can seize your funds, forcefully take away your funds and recover the taxes on your income which you are supposed to pay. Whatever you have received, you have to pay tax. Class has received what? Income. So pay tax on income. And student has received what? Service. Pay tax on service. If the class fails, think about it. Can we recover money from them? Because they have money, no. So if the class fails in its duty, can we recover money from them? They have money, we can recover from them. If the student does not pay tax on the service, what to do? Open his brain, remove the knowledge. How will we recover from the student? Understand the problem. Samay Raina does not understand that. That if the audience does not pay their service tax or their GST, we can't recover from them. So we will make you responsible for both. You pay tax on your income from your income. And you pay tax on his service by collecting it. Means end duty of paying both taxes is on the business or profession owner. But direct taxes you will have to pay from your own pocket, from your 1 lakh, and indirect taxes you will have to collect and pay. Because direct taxes you are directly paying, therefore we call it direct tax. But indirect taxes the consumer is paying, you are acting as an intermediary, therefore we call it indirect taxes. And in case you don't collect it from the consumer, so you will have to assume that this 1 lakh was including of taxes. Then you have to do that mathematical back working, that 100 plus 18 equal to 118. 1 lakh is inclusive. So if 1 lakh is 118, then 18 is how much? Cross multiplication you will have to do and find out your liability. But you have to pay your taxes. Both taxes. You understood? Why, if service tax is to be paid by the consumer, why can't government directly take it from the consumer? Because if the consumer fails, we cannot take back the service. But if you fail, we can take back them. In fact, you have enough money that we can take your tax as well as consumer ka tax from this money. You understood the difference between direct tax and indirect tax? Why direct tax is called direct tax and why indirect tax is called indirect tax? Is that clear? And one more thing, for knowledge you should know that direct taxes will always be on net basis. And indirect taxes will always be on gross basis. Guess to itna must you are doing. You have understood anything that I have written? Net to gross. But how? Understand. First, whose perspective you want? Coaching class ke student. Chalo, you are student. Let me give you the student ka perspective first. What is the value of service you have consumed? 1 lakh. So you have to pay tax on that consumption of 1 lakh. Your liability will be 18. Which you don't have to pay directly to the government. Class will collect from you, pay it to the government, and therefore it is indirect tax. But your service is worth 1 lakh, so your tax will be calculated on that 1 lakh. Correct? Let's talk about the class. What is the income? 1 lakh? No. 1 lakh is sales. We'll multiply with students, supposedly 100 students. So 1 crore. Then in order to run the organization, there are expenses. It is a basic principle of the income tax law that we always pay tax on our profits net of expenses. We don't pay tax on sales. See, if you ever made a profit and loss account in life, sales comes here and profit comes here, net profit. Income tax will come on this amount. Consumer ko we will charge tax on this because consumer has consumed this, and therefore the GST was calculated on 1 lakh, but income tax won't come on 1 lakh. 1 lakh into number of students is still sales minus rent of the class, electricity expenditure. One of the biggest overhead cost of running a coaching class is the cost of faculties. They give too less, but whatever they give. If you are enjoying the class with knowledge as well as profit, then you should come and protest with me. Packed protest. Okay, sir. I'll also explain how to do it. Okay. One of us will take the lead. Who? You. Okay. You will be the first turn. We'll all be behind you. She will scream. Direct tax professor key. We have to be specific. Don't just say tax professor. Direct tax professor key. And the rest of us will scream. Salary badao, salary badao. Done? We'll practice once. Okay. After class. And not today, because today, comfort level will come gradually. I make students very, very comfortable in the first lecture itself. That's talent, bro. Gamand nahi kiya. But in the next few lectures, the level of comfort will be very high, where I can rightfully tell you. Chalo. Okay. So for now, understand please, the rent, the electricity, the faculty cost, all the day to day. There are so many costs you don't even realize. One book has to be given to you. Printer will take that. Then another book will come. Everything results in some cost or the other. Do you understand? AC is not working, system is not working, projector is not working. We have continuous recurring expenditure. Do you understand this? So class will incur all these expenses. When I am talking now and I am sitting in class now, this is a very, very big form of disrespect. Very, very big form. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Say, you have to go and cut a ribbon somewhere. No, you are a chief guest somewhere. No. What great thing you are going to do by saving these 5 minutes. Watch 5 more reels. No? You never see me getting upset or angry with students. वैसे भी after 10 years of marriage, we men don't have right to get angry. But this is a very, very huge form of disrespect. If I am speaking and you are keeping your stationery in your bag or your books in your bag, I'll walk out of the class. So, वैसे in my entire career, it has happened once only. जैसे introduction class में, lot of things I start with. वैसे last lecture I have to give lot of closing instructions that how you can ask me your doubts, what should be your strategy now towards your exam. See, a final ka batch tha. I was talking about all that. They were putting their stuff inside the bag. I packed my system. I left the class. I never interacted with any student of that class. It has happened only once because, good manner, sensible people, well-behaved people, you don't have to say it again and again. I am saying it for the first and the last time. If I am speaking and you are putting your bags or books or your stationery, etc. in your, what do I do? ऐसे पढ़ाते पढ़ाते start packing my system. No, you won't like it. No, I will not tolerate it. Okay. So now come back to the fun. One thing you do wrong, 1 minute में I'll tell you something. We come back to normal. ऐसा नहीं ego clash. कि नहीं he scolded me. अभी तो देख मैं क्या करता हूँ. No, because I don't have anything. Over. You did. I said खत्म. No grudges. नहीं तेरे को रखना है तो रख. Doesn't make iota of difference to me. After reducing all the expenses, the profit that is left is going to be subjected to the income tax, and thus we say income tax, direct taxes. Abhi example, last thing is the example. So see, first we did meaning, then we did a real life situation, then we came to net basis, gross basis, and for net basis, gross basis, now you can understand income tax will always be on net profit, but GST will always be on the sale value to the consumer. That's the difference between direct taxes and indirect taxes. We are very well aware that income tax is the only law that we have to study. And that also 50% of the income tax law. We are clear about that also. Let's be clear about one thing. that income tax, it's a basic principle, will never be on what we have received. In order to earn anything, if we have spent anything, we never pay tax on sales. Sales minus purchases minus all costs. Supposingly we earn rent. So in order to earn rent, that property ka maintenance, repairs, etc. we will have to do. There are some expenses. If there is a loan, then we have to pay interest also. Supposingly I sell an asset and I earn some profit. So there is some cost of the asset also. Do you understand? Supposingly I invest in shares, I earn dividend. Samajhta? Shares, dividend. So to invest that money, I must have borrowed funds. In case I have. So there is some interest that I am paying also. Income tax will always be income minus expense equal to profit. But GST will always be on the gross amount of income. I will not discuss too much about indirect taxes. That is not my subject matter. I don't want to cross my line and go to the other subject. If we stick to income tax, day one basic principle, income tax will always be on the net profit. Is that clear, everyone? So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first class, what we have done? A basic introduction. Faculty kitna handsome hai, that to every day you'll get to see only. CA course, best decision of your life. CA intermediate, the game-changing exam, the toughest part of the CA course. Material ka to right now it is not required with time. Manner of learning ka lots of things like coming on time, revising every day. Anybody has a pen drive now only, so I will convert this into PDF and give it to you. Otherwise, from tomorrow you can carry it. Everyday revision will be required. And taxation ka relevance in CA course and taxation as a subject. What is tax? Why government? And what are the types of tax? If this is done, our next lecture is on Saturday, 10 o'clock. We will start with direct tax, the subject that you have to study at intermediate. Then today I showed you the book, no? As I said, the page numbers are not written. Book is ready, but it has gone in formatting. So format mein page numbers are going to change. In fact, we will change the presentation of the index also. So chapters will not change. In every chapter, what I have to teach you, that thing will be introduced, and then of course we'll start with our first chapter basic concepts. Mostly we will be able to complete also our first chapter basic concepts in the next class. So I will see you guys in the next lecture on Saturday. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.